we playing a game and you beat me like 5 times. I'm like, ban him.
No.
Level 857 Video Game Podcast.
Welcome, everybody. Whether it's a beer, a shot, or even a glass of wine, grab your favorite beverage and welcome to the Level 857 Video Game Podcast. Today is October 21st. It's October 21st. What day is today?
October 21st. You got it right.
Oh, okay. I'm LG857.
The 23rd Stallion.
Sticks and your boy Big Chalk. What up?
And joining us today is the husband and wife duo, developers of White Guardian Studios, Tyrell and Whitney White. Welcome, guys.
Welcome, guys.
What's going
Hey.
on, y'all?
That's right.
How you guys doing?
Oh, we're doing great.
All right.
I'm feeling the bow tie.
Well,
I'm feeling
that's
that
like
bow
my
tie.
That's a good color
stream
too.
thing. So when we go and do our little thing on Twitch,
Okay.
I usually have like the bow tie with some suspenders.
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 I feel underdressed now.
I know, right?
I'm always comfortable. I gotta, I gotta feel good.
Remember that one time that you showed up to the podcast mad late with a tank top? And you were like, it was like 15 minutes before we had to go. And you didn't even know there was a podcast.
Did that almost
Oh no,
happen?
that was during quarantine, right?
Yeah. That was
No,
amazing.
I didn't show up. I was.
Yeah,
on Skype.
we got you on Skype. You're like, wait, we got a podcast? I said, you got 15 minutes, dude.
He was like, yo, what's going on, guys? Why you calling me?
No, seriously, I was like, why y'all calling me?
With an empty tequila bottle right next to you.
Bro, that
What's going on?
That almost happened today with me.
It was like, time for y'all to leave. Y'all
Yo,
need to get out.
I just woke up not too long ago. Oh, man. Anyway, we always start off our podcast by talking about the games we've been playing for the week. So we're going to start with our guests.
Yeah.
What have you guys been playing?
Not a lot,
Mhm.
but we've been playing the Among Us.
I'm jealous.
I'm
That's enough.
Yeah, it's fun, but
I don't know. The last game we played had some hackers in it.
Yeah.
Really?
Oh, man.
Yeah,
I
that's-
thought it was
yeah.
glitching out. Then I was like, hold up, wait.
Yeah, I logged in one game. I was gonna do a quick game, and the guy was like, "Oh, it's red," and I'm like, "What? Oh, it's red. Believe me, it's red. Trust me, it's red." Now, mind you, I was an imposter, but I'm like, "Wow." I'm like, how you know? What's your proof? And I'm like being dead serious. And everybody voted me out. And the guy was like, don't feel bad, man. I'm a bot.
Wow, dude.
What?
Yeah.
Yo, that ruins the
Where's
game,
the
man.
fun?
That
It
ruins
did.
Yeah, it is.
It did. It
Like,
ruined it. It made me
What's the
mad.
point of the game?
Yo.
It's just like gone at that point.
I was legitimately mad.
Oh,
Like, yeah, ready to start my
I'd
game.
be
Let's
tight
go.
too.
An imposter. Oh,
It's him. I'm a bot.
Yeah. It's
I
fun.
think that's definitely a game you got to play with people you know, man.
Yeah,
You can't-
seriously,
You can't play with
Yeah.
just random people online because people online suck, man.
Yeah.
that's why I haven't played it yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have to get people together.
What's this?
It could be fun. But
Yeah.
you do discover that there's a bunch of a-holes on there.
People are
Like
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
people
the
always
people
ruin
who
everything.
just kick you. They just kicking you.
Yeah.
They just you like, why did that guy get kicked? And he like, then I got kicked. And you don't have no idea why they're doing that.
Oh, man.
They're like, because I want to.
Yeah.
What's your reasoning? Oh,
Yeah.
because.
Just because.
Just because. Vote him off. Okay, vote him off. Wait, what?
Because he's red.
Yeah.
Because he's right.
He's covered
Yo.
in blood. At least say he's covered
Yeah,
in blood. or
right.
something.
Yeah.
Well, they also find a way because it has like in the text,
Yeah.
it can like block out things that could be offensive.
Okay.
But people find a way around it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so that gets also disturbing. And then you got the guy who called people idiots. You guys are idiots because you didn't know who the imposters were.
See, I wouldn't play
Sounds
with
like my
random.
That's why you got to play.
I'm not playing with
Yeah.
randoms.
People
I
you
can't-
know.
Yeah, I'm playing with people I know. Screw that.
Yeah.
Screw that. I'm playing with people I know.
Only with people in our circle.
Yeah,
man.
that's it. Screw that.
That's it.
Yeah.
We got to have a
The other
game. Man.
game
We got to do a
playing.
game with you guys.
Oh, see, I'm cutting them off. You see that? I got to try not to do that.
It's all-
I was gonna
We
say,
cut
the
each
other
other
game
off
we
all the
were playing-
time.
we cut each other off all the time, man. It's okay. It's an open
The
discussion.
other game
man.
we were playing was you guys gonna talk about in a little while about what their sales are doing. But it's Ring Fit. So I'm gonna save that for later.
Okay.
Yes. Good. Good.
And then one more thing. Not that we've been playing it, and it's not in your news today.
Okay.
But I'm kind of like amped up over that new Mario Kart thing they got.
Home
Oh,
circuit.
the live
home circuit.
Once
Yeah.
you can
With
play
the
in
RC.
your house,
I'm sold.
that's pretty
Yeah.
crazy.
I've never been so quickly sold on something before. But I don't know if you guys will talk about that later, so I'm gonna just cut that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that game is like the possibilities. We're talking about, oh man, we could set up ramps.
Yeah.
Can't do anti-gravity on that
Yeah.
one. though.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. That's why I'm like, you gotta set it up right.
Yeah.
You gotta set it up right.
You have to be real creative.
If you don't have-
get track.
I mean,
If you don't have a bus rule, you didn't go make it.
Yeah.
You put it in my room and it'd be like,
Yeah.
Yeah, you ain't
It'll
gonna
be
put
done.
you ain't putting that in my
It'll be-
room. I ain't got no room in there.
reverse
Oh,
forward, reverse forward,
Yeah.
reverse forward.
It'll be the most boring track ever.
trash game.
My cats would destroy that.
Oh, your cats will.
Your
Oh,
cats be
dude.
afraid of
Yeah.
it. It's awesome.
well, that's the cats will be obstacles.
Well, cats either love it or hate it.
Yeah.
And kids just chase after it.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
absolutely.
forget about it.
Well, if you got a big house, I mean, it's awesome.
Yeah.
Or like a big,
Yeah.
outside
Yeah.
or something. That's cool.
Well, it's not meant for outside.
I'd get
Yeah,
a big
I don't think it's
house
meant for
No.
outside, but
just
I don't
for
know.
that.
I don't know if it goes too far from the Switch that maybe like it
Yeah.
loses connection or
It
something.
does. As a
Oh, it
matter of
does
fact,
work with the
I
table.
watched. I watched a review on it yesterday, as a matter of fact, and they said that you can't really go too far because it uses the home Wi-Fi network or something like that. But
okay.
so it's not
That's-
really
Well, that's
Wi-Fi.
good because people will go out in the street and start using
Right.
it. You don't want that.
yeah.
And also about the incline, it's not meant to go on an incline, but you can do it, but it's like
You know,
very,
people
very
gonna
short.
mod that car with some Bigfoot wheels and everything. Oh yeah, they're definitely gonna mess with that.
Oh yeah. Oh,
Put-
the modders.
Put a mini turbo boost engine in there.
They put Wario
But
and
you-
just run him over on his bicycle.
This is just probably like the platform, right?
What's
They probably want, if this does well, which I believe it will.
yeah.
They're gonna have all kind of accessories,
Oh, it's already-
new cars.
Yeah, it's already sold
It's
out.
gonna be
So
great.
Nintendo's weird with that though, because remember with the
Labo.
with Labo,
Yeah,
they
yeah,
had
yeah.
a few of
Yeah,
those, but they
Labo
don't
was
really
dumb.
push that.
Oh, you mean the cardboard?
Yeah, the cardboard.
Yeah.
They should come out with a Labo.
I think
set.
this is. I'm sorry.
For the
I was gonna say
Mario.
I think this is like probably built from Labo because I believe that the checkpoints
Uh-huh.
are cardboard.
Yes,
Okay.
they are. They
and
give
that's
you,
one of my gripes about it.
Yeah.
Like cardboard.
Yeah.
Well, they said you
I
can
don't
make it
know.
yourself actually too.
Yes.
If you have a break
Can
it or
you?
something. Yeah, they said they sent it out so you can print it.
They
out.
give you a code so that you can print out
Oh,
the
okay.
QR code or whatever the heck they use for the.
So at least they
for
did
the,
that.
That's an interesting concept.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Because that's all it is. It's like
Mhm.
I believe there's sensors.
Yes.
And the and then it's just the car.
Yeah. That's it.
And it's the game.
And the Switch in handheld mode controls it.
And I think
you
they're
download the game.
because you guys are gonna talk about the Ring Fit later.
Yeah.
They're like, I think they're hitting like a really good momentum, being like a toy company.
Oh yeah.
Because now you had they built it on the what's those things, Amiibos,
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
and then Labo was dumb, so we ain't gonna.
Still sold though. Still sold.
Did it? Wow.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
then, in the DLC as well,
I
it's like
don't know.
a bunch of DLC with that.
I mean, if
I
they,
don't
if
know.
they
Maybe
sold
it's
anything
initial
with that,
thing.
that's a success because it's cardboard.
It is.
So,
It's
you
freaking
sell 10,
cardboard.
you're getting profit.
Yeah, you
I
get
mean-
profit over 10
Yeah.
cardboard boxes.
Sell 100 of those, you
Yeah.
made a killing with that. It's just
It's a
recycled
good-
cardboard.
and then
It's a way to get their profits up, man.
Yeah.
Cost down.
Seriously.
Yeah.
But can you take that cart down the steps?
Yo, watch Nintendo get cocky and make a new system out of cardboard.
Yo, don't say that. Don't say that.
Don't give me that idea.
To save the planet, man.
Don't say that out loud, man.
Save the
Yeah,
planet.
they're gonna shave Mario's head on that cart, and it's gonna be Mario Toretto from Fast and Furious.
Oh.
Guaranteed.
Oh, dear.
A
going
Mario
down.
Kart.
I just called it. Watch.
Make
A
GTA.
Mario.
Watch.
GTA
No,
Mario Kart?
because
I hope not, man.
Mario Toretto.
in that Mario Kart game, you can unlock skins for the Mario on the cart.
I think you can unlock new gates too.
Yes.
Yeah.
I've seen it.
So-
I've just seen people harass cats. That's about it.
Cats always get harassed, man.
That's all I see online with that game.
Cats stay getting harassed.
They just go into the couch and the cat's like, and then they just chase it. That's all that's online. It gets millions of hits right now. That's where the money's at.
What the hell are we doing?
Main topic tonight: chasing cats with Mario. Let's do it.
Damn, I missed out.
No, but it
Yeah,
definitely looks cool.
Yeah, exactly. That thing sold out
Yeah,
though.
it does.
It's all gone.
Really?
All gone.
Oh yeah. Oh really?
Can't order it. Can't buy it. That's gone right now.
Yeah.
And they couldn't wait till the holiday season.
Yeah,
Nope.
right.
Yeah.
If you don't open it, you probably get some money back.
Yeah, definitely. You know they're going because. Well, I'm gonna wait till that segment.
Yeah.
I'm about to go.
Well, what else are you guys playing, man? What are you guys playing?
I mean, I can go and Throwback Thursday and talk about what I was playing in. Actually, it wasn't really a throwback game. It was Mario 35, so I consider it throwback because it's Mario.
Yeah,
damn
it's
it.
throw account. That
Kind
counts.
of
Yeah.
Throwback-ish. That
Yeah.
counts.
It was interesting. I didn't know what to expect from it because, online and Nintendo Switch don't always go well together. But
Yeah.
it's an all online game, so I tried it out. And you got to get, you got to outlast 35 other players and see if you can get first place. I started it and I died on the first Goomba.
Oh, that was hilarious.
And I was like, dude, I am way better at Mario than dying on the first Goomba. Like that's the first thing.
I was in that chat laughing my ass off. I'm like, yo, he died on the first.
Because the thing is, I was expecting it to play normal, but it had a lag to it. So when you hit the button, it didn't do it right away, and it didn't have the same feeling as Mario. So I was like, oh no, I got to get used to this.
they used to the controller
Yeah.
also and all that
It
stuff.
felt like I was playing a bad emulator.
Oh,
It just it was off by some milliseseconds. It was
Timing
weird.
was off.
Yeah, so an easy jump can just be wrong if you don't do it right.
Yep.
That's weird, man.
Yeah, but I got used to it.
You
I was
finished
doing
second.
my thing, and I got second place. I was so mad though because I died so dumb. Like I hopped
Oh,
over
it
the
was
shelf,
dumb.
and
It
then
was
I walked right into a jumping turtle.
It was a
And I was
very
like,
dumb death.
I could have just jumped over it. I had one guy left, and I was like, I'm looking at him. I'm like, come on, what are you doing over there? And I just killed myself.
That's probably why you're
Yeah.
focusing on the other guy. And
Yeah,
just,
because it was you made all those people,
Yeah,
and it starts to get your heart racing. And you're like, come on,
you
man,
start
I just got
yelling
this
at
one
the other
guy.
person, just die!
Like this guy's cheating. Because it's only me and him, so every enemy he kills comes over to my side. Every enemy I kill goes to his side.
Oh.
So if you get a star, you're sending 100 enemies over my way if you hit all of them. And he was doing his thing, and I'm like, come on, this is got to be a computer or something.
He's a bot.
not a real person.
It's a
These
speed.
damn
It's a
bots.
freaking. It's one of those speed runners, man.
I was so angry though. I was so angry. I tried to get back to it, and I got like 7th.
You were 9, 8,
Yeah, I couldn't.
7.
I was in
yeah.
top 10 like 5 times in a row.
No,
I
it's
couldn't
tough.
get
I see how
nowhere
tough
near
that
it.
is.
And I was like, come on, man. I was working hard on that one. But yeah, I mean, it was fun though. I just wish it was more precise. I just wish it was more crisp.
I'm surprised by that.
Yeah,
'Cause
I mean, the
Tetris
game is like
99 is-
a freaking, what, 2 megs? Like the game Mario is
Yeah.
not a big game.
Yeah.
I'm
The
very
first Mario.
surprised by that because Tetris 99 is so on point.
Yeah,
It's
and that's a
smooth. It's
simple
like-
game too. I mean,
yeah.
that's probably like kilobytes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but,
But, there's 100 people playing, so you think it would be better.
crazy, man.
But I mean, it's good. It's free, so I mean, as
Yeah.
long as you're online, you got it for free, so it's worth a shot.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my retro.
That's the only one you played?
Yeah.
Really?
Oh, yeah?
I got a lot of games to do. I
Yeah.
got to catch up on that.
Well, I got 2 games. The
For
first
once.
one was for the Tetris Tuesdays stream, which was yesterday. I did the remake, the 1989 classic Tetris remake on Tetris and Dr. Mario for the Super Nintendo.
And you play no Dr. Mario.
And I,
Hell no, he didn't play no Dr. Mario.
I suck at Dr. Mario. I'm
my game.
terrible. But I love Tetris, man. And I it took me a while. I did the battle mode. And
I know you did marathon first.
I did a
Guess I'm
quick
not a
thing of
puzzle
marathon
gamer.
just to get warmed up, and then I went to versus mode or whatever against the computer. I played on hard. Now, when I tested this out, I killed the computer. Not even like all 3 rounds, I killed the computer. But on the stream last night, I was having
He's whooping
trouble,
that ass.
man.
He's
I was
whooping that ass.
I was like, what is going on? But one of the things about this Tetris remake is that it's the classic Tetris, which is the hardest version of it. You can't hold any pieces back. You can't make any adjustments when you put the pieces down, and it's completely random. It's
And
like
it's sticky.
Super sticky.
It's
Oh
very
my
sticky.
goodness. It's like once you get past halfway, it's like a magnet. So it like all the pieces.
You
just
mean a
stick right away.
magnet?
I'm not maggot.
I don't even know where that reference is from.
Breaking Bad.
Oh, okay. that was pretty obscure. I'm like,
He
wait,
was
what?
like, wait, where's that from?
Where's that from?
I heard
So
it from
Mr. White.
But yeah, that was tough. I did come back and beat my high score, so that was at least good.
Was that level 16?
Level
You did
16,
16,
but 100 and something or whatever.
That's
points.
a vicious. It just drops. It's
Oh
just
my
like,
goodness.
One mistake, you're done.
Yeah. Just like,
Well, once
screw
it
this.
reaches 16, it's like for me, I'm like, ugh, that's the highest I can go.
That's the kill screen.
Almost. 20 is really the highest.
On those professionals, though, they be getting up to like level 100.
They start
No,
at
they are not doing 100. I don't give a fuck who you are. Unless you're cheating.
they start at level 18, I think. They start
Yeah, next time you play, you gotta do it. You gotta start
starting.
at 18.
I'm like, oh,
Nah.
I can't do that.
No,
man.
thank you.
But
they be like, start.
Exactly. Pop, 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 and that's it.
Game over.
That's me in a Tetris tournament. Start. Okay. All right. Have a good one, guys. Thank you.
Thanks for coming.
This ain't Minecraft? I was building something.
Where's my participation trophy?
This wasn't Puzzle Fighter.
the other game I played was it's an indie platformer, role playing platformer, whatever. Dust: An Elysian Tale.
That rings a bell.
I've had this for a while.
It's been out for a
Years.
minute, right?
Well, I've had it for a while, and I just
Yeah.
never got around to
Yeah.
playing it. And I said, you know what? Let me give it a shot. I actually played earlier today. Pretty dope game.
It's like that, what is it? It's not a cat, right? It's like some furry creature.
Yeah, it's like
He's got like a Raiden hat.
yeah, he's got like a Raiden hat, and he
And
has
he's
a
got a
sword that
sword.
talks or whatever.
Yeah, it's pretty dope. The animation's crazy.
It's really good, man.
I was
It's
playing,
really
I got
good.
lost, though, and I stopped.
Oh, it's awesome.
I didn't know where to go.
That usually does the trick.
Yeah, I was
I
like,
don't know where I'm going. All right, next
Yeah.
game.
No, I could see a lot of time put into this, but I only played for maybe like 40 minutes.
Mm.
Just a quick, just to try it out for the first time.
it's nice.
It's really good.
It was one of the first indie games with that type of animation.
Oh yeah, even the cutscenes with the dialogue when
Mm-hmm.
they come up, like the animation is smooth. It's like
It was like Ori before Ori.
yeah,
Mm.
yeah,
that
yeah.
type of animation.
It's very nice. But that's pretty much it.
That's it.
You can go.
What the hell did I play? G.I. Joe, was it Operation Blackout?
Yeah.
I played that with Turbo 857.
Actually, I played that with you, too.
Yeah, and I did the first impressions with Styx, and I did the probably 6 or 7 stages with Turbo 857. Good. It's a good game. It's a good third-person shooter. Very old school, like the bare bones of when third persons first started coming out. Like there's no there's no cover system. Reminds me of Transformers on the Xbox 360. Just you're just shooting, and you got your special moves that you have with the L and R bumpers. They got the old school 80s cartoon of G.I. Joe feel to it, which I love to death.
But they'd have to miss constantly if it was like that.
Yeah, no, it's true. It's true. Gunfights when no one ever dies. No one ever connects on the
So if you
bullets.
play
Unless
bad-
there's robots involved.
Yeah. Robots always get killed.
Headshots every time.
Exactly.
If you play bad, then it's more authentic.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, everyone's missing. Yeah.
I was very impressed with the Cobra Commander voice.
No, nostalgia-wise, they got it right.
They did a great job with that. Very, very great
Voices are
job.
cool.
We're actually going to have the CEO of that company who made the game on the podcast in a couple of weeks, so that should be a lot of fun. They got a lot of.
It's funny. This is the second time I heard you guys talk about that game.
Mm.
Never heard of it.
It was kind of like
Never heard
a
of
quiet.
that.
Yeah, it was a silent.
Yeah.
It was a silent release. It wasn't really heavily promoted.
Yeah, I saw it.
It's
on,
an indie title, right?
It's indie,
title,
definitely.
yeah.
Yeah, two companies. I think it's Iguana B, and I forgot the other one. I think it's Game Mill.
Yeah.
Game Mill makes that Cobra Kai game.
Oh
Yeah,
boy.
yeah.
So they
wow.
so they had a hand in this one, but I
They
think,
probably had all the 80s nostalgia going.
yeah.
But, it wasn't like a big budget game or anything.
Yeah.
Right.
But, for what it is, it's fun.
You see them. You could see the mistakes in it, like the things that they can improve. But it's still a fun experience from so far playing 6 or 7 stages.
The G.I. Joe game.
Yeah. So far.
Not the Cobra
No,
Kai.
I'm not touching
No,
the
no,
Cobra Kai.
no.
I'm
You
saying
It looks.
I watched the show. I watched the
Look,
show.
the show is fire.
I might play that.
I am
Cobra Kai
not
game.
touching that
I
game.
might play that game. I might just play.
Somebody
that game.
came in looking
Well,
for
what
that.
if we get a code for that, man? What if we get it?
Nah, man.
Well, they don't want my honesty on that game. Like they don't want me reviewing that game. They
I saw
don't.
the trailer for that.
I did. Yeah. It was,
Like the story
It did-
parts.
It didn't look that hard to make a game like that.
nah.
right?
Well, I mean, the story parts looked cool, and then the game started.
Why are they doing like Mortal Kombat magic? It's my question.
Because they got
Yeah, like, what is
fatalities. The
that?
whole game is a
They went a
fatality.
little OD with it, and like the thing I had an issue with the Cobra Kai thing was just the animation. It was just like so skippy.
Yeah.
It looked like I made it. You know, like it's just not. It's like
All right, enough.
but What else am I playing? I obviously always play Smash Brothers all the time. I'm trying to learn a new character. I just tried to learn Simon Belmont. Just got my ass whooped a bunch of times. But if you're trying to learn a new character, obviously you have to figure out what your timing is with that character. So it didn't get me mad, which is good. And I started Avengers today. The campaign in Avengers because it was just sitting there in a plastic, and I'm like, all right, let me fucking play this game. It's just sitting there.
What'd you think?
It's really damn cool, man. It really is. It really is fucking cool. I'm not even funny. I was a little pissed off.
EA effect.
I was very pissed off when I started the game because they were just asking me so many questions. You want to hook up to this network? You want to do this? So many online questions. I'm like, let me play the fucking game. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. You want this email? You want that?
Sign up to this for. Wait, what?
But no, it's dope, man. I'm not even a Miss Marvel fan, and she plays very well.
Yeah,
she plays very well.
You know my thing about that game, and I attribute it to the same issues. Not the latest entry in like Madden football and like FIFA, but like the whole thing with those games. So this game, when it first released, I said it was going to be a disaster because when they came out. And they were talking about like they basically said the game was gonna be a live service game. So I'm like, oh, okay, Anthem again. And the reason why I said that was because what they said, what they were gonna add.
Yep.
And even with it, you can quote me on this, I think they still gonna find a way to charge for their DLC that they said was gonna be for free. And the thing with the game, they're taking pieces out so they can keep putting it in. They do not make money if they put time and effort in this, but no way to recoup it. And you have no way to recoup it. There's no reason to keep making this game. So now we're just seeing the beginning and end. The same thing that we saw with Fallout 76. Even though that game kept going, they end up charging way more money than your initial purchase. And that's the same thing I'm saying from this Avengers game. You can clearly see they took content out. Like people played the game at the end, they said, well, I felt like the story isn't over. So when they add Clinton Barton and they add his daughter, they need more content, more story content, get you interested. And if they don't think they make enough more money, they got to make their money back to justify continue making this game.
Yeah, that's always the rub when it comes to these online games that like, what are you going to be paying for? Are you gonna, what DLC packages is it worth it for you and stuff like that? But me personally, I'm not an online person whatsoever, except for I'll play Smash Brothers online or whatever. But as far as Avengers is concerned, I'll play with you guys online and just try to do some co-op missions for the channel and stuff like that. But you're not gonna sucker me into that shit. So like per se, I'm not worried about that. But that's obviously an ongoing concern when it comes to online games. But other than that, I'm just playing. Just started Avengers, Smash Brothers, and just co-op with G.I. Joe, and that's about it.
Okay. Well, on Avengers, it depends on, do you get your money's worth out of the one player and your experience with it and how that works. Because obviously, if you're not going into it for the online, and if you do play it online, it does come down to who you play it with also. So if you do get your money's worth out of that and don't really care about all that DLC, and then that's an add-on if you do feel like playing it later, then it's not such a big deal. Yeah. But if it's just an online game and you have to play it a certain way and they really take out stuff and you have to wait for that and the game isn't fun until they do it,
that's a problem.
Then it's a problem.
Or if it's like you want a certain character and you're waiting for that character.
Yeah, I mean, because what I've heard, like I'm going to play it this week. But from what I've heard, the one-player game is polished enough to, satisfy a lot of fans of that. So at least they got that going.
I've played 2 hours of it. It's a really good campaign.
Yeah, and that surprised a lot of people.
The campaign was fire. I mean, because I played Avengers. I picked it back up this week, too. The campaign is fire, and the glitchiness didn't start until I started doing the other missions after the campaign was over.
Online stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's the part that's always not polished,
right?
Because they're working on it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm gonna try it. I'm definitely gonna play the one player, and then I'm gonna jump on with you guys.
Except for you, because you got it for Xbox. So
we had to change that.
But no, I'm like really satisfied with that game because I can't. It'll never get old for me to like chase some dude down with Captain America and then see a hammer in his chest and him getting pinned against the wall. Like, that's never going to get old for me.
So when you buy the PlayStation 4, when you going to like it again?
Yeah.
What?
When you play it with us. When we get that 4 play going.
Wait, what?
So you like
You
it
gotta
enough,
complete
you're
the
going to buy it,
4.
right?
You gotta complete the 4.
You're going to buy it
man.
again, right?
Yo, man.
You might sell that Xbox one back. GameStop is still around.
I mean,
and you can get that
nobody
PS4
playing
one.
with Chalk.
You might as well. If you're going to play it again, you might as well play it with us.
I mean,
Christmas is coming.
Hey,
somebody's got to give you like
the price
$50
will drop.
somewhere.
Yeah, you can get a half price somewhere. It'll be all right.
so I was playing Gears 5. Man, all right, man. You know what? Fine. I'll pick up the goddamn PS4 one.
Yeah, there we go.
Then you can play Spider-Man. You want to play Spider-Man?
I don't.
Sell the Xbox version.
Yes,
Get the PS4.
and sell your Xbox too while you're at it. I'm just joking.
It's not worth. We get like $30. Don't sell the Xbox.
I'm just joking.
Just keep the Xbox.
You still got a PC, man. Come on.
People are offering $30 with the controller. I'm like, dude,
y'all
is $60.
Y'all see what I put up with? You guys see what are you guys starting the podcast?
Oh, man.
But yeah, I played Gears 5. I played my friend Pedro.
Nice.
Yeah, I was doing some speed runs. I'm trying to do like a speed run with that. Like, trying to play it the way it's meant to be played, like quickly and kind of flawlessly.
Yeah.
And I was playing for Fighter Friday. I was playing Tekken 7, and Tekken is not a game I normally play. I haven't played Tekken since Tekken 3.
No, we haven't played. Yeah.
No, Tekken. No, I didn't get tagged. It was Tekken versus Tekken Cross Capcom.
Nobody played that.
Oh, okay.
I played that.
That didn't happen.
Yeah, I played it.
I played it.
That game never happened.
I played it.
I actually enjoyed that game.
That was a demo.
Damn, that's disrespectful.
I had that for the PS Vita. That was.
I have a love-hate
like that
relationship with
It was
Tekken.
free for
A lot of people hated it.
It was free for the Vita. That's why I got it.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
I paid for it then.
I know why people hate it.
Yeah.
Like when you're a Tekken player, everything is like what's that called when you sort of know everything almost naturally when you play it for a long period of time.
Muscle memory.
Yeah, you have muscle memory. You play Tekken.
Yeah.
So I can go into Tekken and play with my main, and I can go Razor Rush combo, Crane Dance.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so I know all the moves. I know the situation to use the moves, and I know what other characters can do. If you're just going to Tekken Raw, you're gonna get stumped.
Oh yeah.
Because it's not like a game you can say, "Oh, I can go in here, I can press BBB and I do something."
Button mashing.
It's like no.
You gotta link the buttons. Though.
Yeah.
You gotta link them.
It's just gonna be like-
You can do it. So Soul Calibur, you can walk right in Soul Calibur, and you can do something.
Right.
You know?
I came from Soul Calibur, and then I played him in Tekken. I can only beat him in Tekken in arcade.
because I got to do the stick. And the buttons
Stick in the
stick.
buttons.
And that doesn't compute for me.
But yeah, I picked up Tekken, and
That's your Eddie Gordo. You could button mash the hell out of that one.
I didn't even
and
try
who
Eddie
do a lot of
Gordo.
people
I
like
tried
to
out.
use? Eddie Gordo.
There you go.
I was I was Hwarang, Jin, and Bob.
Orang was your dude.
Oh, Bob.
Yo, Bob
yeah.
Bob is dope.
Bob
So
is,
actually, he was you.
Bob-
he's
I
mad
love
smooth.
Bob. Yeah,
He's
fast
mad
as hell.
smooth.
He might be my favorite character.
Swiftness
For
of
a
a
big
cat.
dude.
Huh?
He's got the swiftness of a cat.
Right?
He is.
He might be my favorite character in that game. Oh, and I used Steve.
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 No, you mean Lil Mac.
Yeah,
Yeah.
basically, and he instead of kicks, he has like a dodge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I caught somebody with that dodge. It looked stupid.
You switch from Horang to him.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
with all kicks to no kicks.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, yo, just throw it off after that.
Yeah, and it took me a little while to get the hang of it, but like once I started getting my timing down with Hwarang, I was a bad man.
Yeah.
I was a bad man. Might have to play Tekken again.
I miss that game.
You know the thing with Tekken that I don't like? It's the juggling.
Yeah.
Like I can't stand it.
I like
Like it's like if you get jungled,
It's
call it.
yeah.
Call it.
Yeah.
They can
You
take like
lost.
80% of energy.
Yeah.
A 1-10 hit combo.
You just watch it happen. That's it. All you
You
can
just
do.
watch
You
it.
just watch it. You could tap on the buttons, nothing happens.
Now I'm in the
man.
corner.
That's why you take that
Yeah,
arm and you crack it.
Yeah, you get slammed up against the wall, and they just keep.
That's
Yep.
it.
Yeah.
It's a wrap.
You got one chance to make one decision. Are you going to get hit low? You can get high.
Did that happen
You
in
guess
Virtua
wrong?
Fighter?
Yeah. Air
You don't.
Yeah.
Same type of. You don't juggle that
No,
hard
not
in Virtua
No,
Fighter.
you
not
can't. You
like
can't
that.
juggle that.
Maybe
like
two
that.
hits, maybe,
Yeah.
and that's it.
Maybe 2 hits, and then the follow up hit the ground hit afterwards.
Dead or alive, you can.
Yeah, definitely.
Dead or alive. You
Yeah.
can juggle.
You juggle the hell out of people.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah.
The game that has the worst juggling is Marvel vs. Capcom.
Or Dragon Ball.
Dragon Ball.
Dragon Ball is probably
Worse
worse.
than Marvel vs. Capcom?
Yeah.
No. Marvel vs. Capcom 2 was my joint, but I've never seen juggling.
2 is fine.
Huh?
2 is fine when it comes to juggling. Everything after that is like, so you're gonna hit me off the ground now?
Oh no, you can do that in Marvel vs. Capcom
so
too.
Hit me ground combo, air combo. You knock me to the ground. Now you're gonna knock me off the ground, and you're gonna continue a combo into a level 3 super.
Yeah. Complete savage.
The worst I've seen was Dragon Ball. Remember, I saw you go into that tournament, and that cell juggled you from your entire life gauge.
Yeah,
I just watched it. You were just.
They call that the touch of death.
I'm like, I'm like, first of all, I don't care what game it is, that should not be allowed because that's bullshit. I should at least have some sort of. If I'm in the air, can I hit a button to kind of deflect one of the hits or something? Can I time? No, I just gotta watch.
Nope.
But I'm good in the game though. But I gotta watch.
You got caught.
Yeah.
You got caught.
Because this one guy who plays it eight hours a day and doesn't leave the house perfected this one combo to juggle me the entire time. Screw that, man.
Marvel vs. Capcom has that.
Yeah.
But
yeah, you can definitely do that.
no one
I think they
uses
took
it.
out the 100.
You're watching tournament
100%
play,
combo.
they will never use it.
Oh, hell no.
They will let you do it. Yeah. They will never use it.
Mortal Kombat was pretty good with that though.
You can't
Yeah.
juggle.
They had that.
People use
no
that.
juggling. There's barely any
know.
juggling.
I
Not
haven't
really.
played Mortal Kombat since Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3.
You got like a 3 or
I
4 hit
have-
combo, and that's it.
They had a problem with Bayonetta and Smash Brothers because you take your ass off the screen.
Yeah.
From the bottom, she could do a dash on the bottom, take you all the way up, and it'll just never ends, and you just go off.
Wow.
Yeah, they banned her from tournaments because she's so damn cheap.
Yeah, man.
Damn.
Same with Meta Knight back in the day.
Yeah, Meta Knight. Oh, he's
Yeah,
they
Meta
broke
Knight
his
got-
ass down.
Oh,
They
yeah.
never, nobody even.
Ain't nobody
they
uses Meta Knight
they
no more.
nerfed him so hard.
They're like, get that shit out of here.
But
Cheap
yeah.
ass.
That's all I was playing. Like, Tekken 7 is going to appear on Fighter Friday again. Definitely.
I gotta get into that game. I played the one player. Wasn't my thing.
I like
Story
watching
mode?
Tekken.
I like
Story mode was not my thing.
I enjoyed it because I don't know that much about the story, so I was like, okay.
Well,
this
no,
is
my
kinda
thing is a
interesting.
reversal.
The story was garbage, and when you get to the end, it is a lot. It's ridiculous.
I got to the
They
end. It
cheat
was-
so hard.
Yeah,
They cheat
I know.
so bad.
Yeah.
The last
yeah.
two bosses
Oh.
cheat so bad.
Oh, I know.
I don't care how good you are. They just be like, nah, 2 hits.
Tekken
What,
6
what
and
difficulty
Tekken
do you
7.
play on?
Oh, that's probably normal.
What happened?
That was probably normal.
really?
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. That was probably. It might have even been easy.
Yeah. No,
It better not be easy.
No,
I might have had
there
to
was one
switch to
boss.
easy.
There was one
Tekken
boss I
7.
couldn't beat with Heihachi.
Tekken 7?
I was like, yeah, in Tekken 7. I
Oh,
was like,
yo, that
I couldn't beat him. And I'm just like, really?
Yeah, that was a tough.
Yeah, I'm like,
tough ball. You guys watch me
I'm
play
like,
that.
what's
You
going
might as
on?
well make that an SNK
The
game.
living room.
That's how hard the boss
Yeah,
is.
No,
SNK is
it
You
was
have
foul.
to lab
tough.
hard in Tekken.
And I'm
Yeah.
good. at
Tekken, you had
Tekken.
to lab. You had to go in. You had to really understand what situation do I use this, because sometimes it's like single attacks. You get a single attack that covers a certain distance that you know is quick and that can counter. So
Yeah,
a lot
like
of
when
times,
I play with Zafina, and she has that move where she goes.
Yeah.
That's a range. It's kind
It's
of range.
timing and distance.
Yeah.
Nah, they got those.
But it's a
They
one
would
hitter.
have
You
a
can't really
boss.
like combo with that.
They used to have a boss like it would be like an ogre or like some beast, some
Devil.
ghost, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's
One
it.
hit. So
That's
yeah,
the one
hit
boss.
piece.
That's
The
it. You
one
beat
hit
him.
that kills you.
If I'm Paul, I'm gonna beat that thing, right? Like
Yeah.
if you're the right character, you'll destroy that thing.
I just
But
don't like the
in 7,
unblockable.
when they added Street Fighter, no, don't be cheating.
See,
Don't
you
be
wouldn't
throwing
have liked-
fireballs.
Nah,
You don't
Uh,
do that.
I
What's the
like using
Azazel?
Akuma in
Akuma's
Tekken.
cheap as all hell.
Yo,
Yeah,
I
he's
caught so many raging demons.
Yeah, I was
Cheap.
surprised.
So
I saw
cheap.
that. I was like,
I'm like, oh, I just gotta press one button. Done.
Damn.
I was like, okay.
I
But
I like the game.
they do have in Tekken, which is cheap, those unblockable freaking one hit kill moves.
Well,
Yeah.
that's slow as hell.
Some
they're
characters have it.
They're not
You have
one
to-
hit kills, but like
They
they'll
take up
take
like
a nice
70%
chunk.
of your energy.
Nice
now.
chunk.
they
Yeah,
always
really.
have them, but you could
But
dodge the hell out
That's
of
the
that.
thing
Yeah.
about them. That's the thing I like about Tekken
Yeah.
is that you can always sidestep. There's a way to get out of it. Even
If
though
you
they're
get
cheap
caught
when
by
you
it, you might as well just stop playing.
Well, yeah. Once you get caught by it, it's like,
like
It
damn.
depends if they time it right.
Yeah.
They
But-
pitch you up
Mm.
high enough, and you don't do the recovery move. You can get
Yeah.
caught with like a down unblockable.
yeah.
Now you got to throw out that little leg to kick.
Yeah.
The ankle kick.
Yep.
You got to stop it. I gotta play you in it though. I do have to play you in it.
Bring the noise.
We are ready for the news, y'all.
Are we ready?
Time for the news.
Now we're ready.
Every time.
We go high tech here, guys.
Yeah. As long as I get my little jingle, I'm good to go. All right. Ring Fit Adventure has now outsold Zelda Breath of the Wild's physical sales in Japan. So I happen to have Ring Fit.
Oh, really?
I have yet to open Ring Fit.
Surprise, surprise.
Because you know how when it's the first of the month.
Be surprised.
No, it's like January, the first month of the year. Everybody goes up, signs up for the gym, right? And they're like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna get in shape. I'm gonna do this right. So when I saw it, like Ring Fit was always sold out. I saw it at work. I was like, you know what? Now's a perfect chance. I'm gonna pick. I seen it. I picked it up. I was like, and everybody's looking for it too. Somebody ordered it online. And I was like, oh, I already bought it. I'm
You're
sorry.
like, no, that's mine.
I bought it early in the
mine.
morning. But yeah, they was looking for it. They was like, you seen this? I was like, yeah, I seen it.
Yeah, it's in my truck.
It's
now.
in my car.
It's in my car.
And you did all that to let it gather dust in your room.
So I was ready. I was like, yo, I'm going to do this. I'm going to get in shape with this thing.
I'm gonna get ripped.
And it's sitting on the floor right now in my room.
Damn.
I will
Really?
open it. No,
I will open it, or you will play it.
He has to open it first.
I have to open it first. It's a step-by-step process.
Oh my God. No.
So,
I
Ring.
heard that shit is real, man. That shit fuck you
well,
up.
it's hard
It
to
is.
find. It still is
is.
hard to find.
So Ring Fit, right? When she was going to buy it, I was talking all kind of trash. I was like, "Oh, you gonna buy that? You ain't gonna use it. It's just gonna sit over there and do nothing. Wasted that money." And then she was saying that people were scalping them.
Yeah.
So she gets it. She turns it on. She started using it.
And I'm dying.
she dying. So so I'm looking at it.
And he looking at me like,
like,
what is wrong with you?
like, you weak. So you like weak. So I'm like, yo, I'm about to go burn 1,000 calories on that thing right now. So I'm about to go burn it. So I get it. And so I start, I'm running, jogging. I'm talking all kind of trash because you got to do like this to like shoot. I'm like, oh, you talking about this thing got you tired, whatever. So then you get to the exercise where you basically it's like an RPG where you have to sit there and you have to kill the monsters with exercise moves, right? So then they have you do the squats. So I go do the squats. I'm like, okay, it's like lower. I'm like,
What do you mean? What do you mean lower?
Ass to grass squats.
The game is
basically.
real, man. Oh.
So it's like lower. So all right,
shoot.
boom. So I did it. So how you hold it there, then get up. So I was talking all the trash. So I put my exercise level an extreme.
Shit.
So like,
Oh man.
so I get to like 10. And I'm about to fall over. I'm like, hold on.
He's like, this isn't supposed to be a game.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be a game. Why
So
am
like,
I
oh,
feeling
I'm
things?
like, hold on.
It's real, man.
So Ring Fit, it is amazing.
Yeah.
Like, not only can you do like the game, you can go to the separate mode and you can pick your exercises to concentrate on stuff. And they have like individual workouts you can make.
Yep.
And then I had to think, because we bought a mat for it after we so we bought a mat and they had us do like I forgot what the exercise called, where you had like your arms on the ground, you bring your knees to your chest.
Burpees?
Thingy.
Nah, that's when you jump.
And it was like, it won't count it unless you put your knee to your chin.
So you have to do it correct.
Damn, man.
There's no skimping out.
So
Shit is real.
it's
Those
like
are
a
mountain
pool of
climbers.
sweat on the mat.
Yo.
And it's like 10 more to go. I'm like, 10 more lie.
But it works,
So,
is what you're saying.
It's amazing. Yeah, it's
Good,
amazing.
man.
It is amazing.
Well, I mean,
I
considering
kid you not.
everyone's
Since we had it, I went from like 240 to 234.
Ooh,
okay.
Nice.
So in like
And
a
we only
week.
had it for like a week.
Wow.
Like a week.
No,
Yeah.
that thing whoops people's ass. I watched a video online of the actual WWE wrestlers doing it,
Yeah,
and they were struggling. Like they were like, "What the fuck? Everything is hurting." Because it was the one where you're holding it over your head and you have to pull it.
There's probably muscles you don't really
Yeah,
use.
yeah, you're just pulling it. And it's like,
Yeah.
all right, it's easy. oh,
absolutely.
shit, it's
Oh
increasing.
yeah,
Like,
that
Yeah,
one
like
right
the
there.
first 2 or 3 reps are gonna be mad easy, but then
Yeah.
after that, it's like, oh.
Then your arms and your
Yeah,
sides are like,
yeah,
I don't
weenie.
do
absolutely.
this.
Yeah.
I don't do this.
Yeah, it's crazy.
You know the thing that's crazy about it is the yoga poses.
Oh shit.
The yoga poses
Oh, that's
is
tough.
off the chain.
That's tough.
Oh no.
Like they had this thing called a chair pose, and then you gotta
That's like the most
hold it
basic yoga pose
and then
in the
move it
game.
down like this,
Who-
and then move it back up slowly,
who would think?
all holding the chair pose.
Oh,
Basically, you
shit.
sitting down in
It's
midair
because he's not flexible though.
at all.
Rotator cuff
This is
pop.
why I haven't opened it yet. I hear the story.
Yo, can you actually, when you finally do, can you please?
I'm not
do it?
streaming it.
You have to.
I'm not streaming
You
it.
have
Stream
to.
that.
I am not streaming
People
it.
need to
That's
see
so
this.
embarrassing.
Listen,
Come
the
on,
setup,
If I
setup is
stream-
too
if I stream
hard.
the first time I play,
Yo, especially if
I'll be
you
all
pop your
over
leg.
it now.
I need the camera set up right. I need a wide angle. I need like tall. I can't do all
Yo,
that.
can you imagine? He's like, yo, I'm just like, ah! I'm really hurt. Ah!
Listen. All right. Listen, if I have enough room in my room to get a shot of doing it, I might do it.
Oh, please,
I
please,
might do
please.
it.
Oh,
I
man.
gotta get the green screen set up and all that.
It should
It's
go
fine. I
viral.
might do it.
Pop your leg.
I read
But
also
it just sold over just about just over 1.5 million,
Okay.
which is good. I mean, Zelda, the 3D Zeldas in Japan don't sell as much as they do everywhere else. But I mean, they're only counting physical editions.
Right.
And since this has been sold out so hard and they haven't been able to make these,
Right.
it would have sold probably a lot more considering the pandemic and everybody being stuck at home and not being able to go
Yeah.
to the gym. This would have been this would have got like Animal Crossing numbers.
Yeah.
But the fact that they couldn't build it the way they wanted to hindered that performance. But you can't buy it digital. You have to have the pieces for it.
Yeah.
And they can't like get a bootleg version of it because you
No.
can. I mean, they're actually selling the
do sell-
bootleg.
yeah, you can see
like
them
the
on
Ring
Amazon.
Oh, there's third party.
online,
Third party.
like $70
perfect.
or whatever. It's not
Oh,
cheaper
wow.
than the actual thing, but
Yeah.
but since you can't find it nowhere, they do sell them on Amazon, and then you
Right.
just get the game. But yeah, they don't count the digital sales of it, so that's quite the feat in just
Yeah.
Japan to sell that many.
I would recommend for anybody who has a hard time finding Ring Fit, a good alternative is fitness
So
boxing.
run outside? Nah.
No, fitness boxing, man, it's good if you want cardio. Because the biggest criticism with Ring Fit is that there's not much cardio. Like even though you have to do jog in place for a little bit, the cardio is a little lacking. But
Boxing is dope, though.
I think with that and fitness boxing, you got a whole workout routine.
Come out with an 8-pack.
Ripped.
Yeah.
8-pack.
Yeah,
They have part 2 though.
fitness
now, right?
boxing. Yeah, fitness
part two's
boxing.
coming out. Yeah. They announced it.
I don't know. I didn't see anything different from it.
That's the same shit. You
wonder-
have more trainers to pick
Yeah,
from.
yeah.
Who
I'm like,
cares?
I didn't really care about that.
I wonder if they'll come out with a Ring Fit 2 without the stuff. You know, if you have it already.
Maybe.
Just as an upgrade, change some of the stuff up.
Just
Yeah,
add some
make
DLC
it
to that.
make
That's all
it
you really
digital
need to do.
version.
Or,
Yeah, they
or
can just
DLC. Yeah.
keep working on the base model.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Does
good.
does it drift?
The drift.
do you start drifting to the left when you start running?
I don't like this piece. I don't know why it keeps making me go like this. Can you imagine?
Why is my character
God
running over
damn it, Nintendo!
It's like make me use these damn Joy-Cons.
Nintendo drift causes injuries.
I drifted right into a car. How? What? Where are you exercising? First of all,
Yeah.
nah, I would like to hear those stories though.
Oh man. All right, moving on.
I have nothing to say about that.
All right, so NBA 2K21 has added unskippable ads despite being a full-priced game.
Oh dear.
Why are we surprised?
Not
So, all right, this is
surprised.
the only basketball game that you can get that's licensed to be an official basketball game. I mean, there's some like, I don't know if NBA Live is still being made at all.
Yeah, I was gonna ask about that.
I don't think it's
Didn't they
being
try?
made.
They tried like a few years
Yeah,
ago.
last-
Not
Live
too long
tried it.
ago,
Yeah.
there was a live, but I think it did so bad they canceled it completely.
Oh, okay.
And it's been that way for like quite a while. It's been like this has been the basketball game, just like how Madden's been the football game. But Madden can own that's the only football game for that.
Right.
But you can make like, you know, the arcade basketball games and stuff like that. You can't. But this is the main one. So when they do something like an unskippable ad,
Right.
you're stuck with it, and you really can't do anything because they can do whatever the hell they want because they're gonna make their sales regardless. But the fact that they added this later after everyone has bought the game, that's messed up.
Right.
Because you already got it.
Yeah.
I don't know why EA doesn't just use the sports games as free to play game. Like they're like made to do that. And then they see the success of games that have done that transition. Like look at Fortnite and PUBG and how much money they make based on the other sales. Now Madden still sells the regular copy and sells a ton of Ultimate Team packs. Like a ton of Ultimate Team packs. Yep. I don't know how. But if they did like a free-to-play model,
then they wouldn't make as much.
Right. Well,
that's the problem.
I think they would make more.
I can agree with
that. They would make more.
Just update the roster every year.
They would make more.
Yeah, we actually spoke about this.
Yeah.
We spoke about this on the
podcast.
podcast.
WWE 2K.
Yeah. Where they would like update the roster, make it like $29.99 to like update the roster, like and stuff like that.
Instead of charging full price for the game, you just get a roster change
and no mechanic. I mean,
nothing else.
Because that's what they're doing anyway.
Right.
Or do a subscription model.
Just updating the roster.
2K,
do a subscription model.
That's all they're doing, and fucking up the play mechanics.
2K and EA are known to do this because, like I said, they're the only ones making these games.
Yeah.
If they had competition, they can't get away with stuff like this.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
But EA, speaking of them, then with FIFA 2K21, they just came out with basically a full price game that is just a roster update. Yeah. That's what it is. It's just an update for $60. It's crazy.
Yep.
So now NBA 2K.
They're not even hiding it.
Is basically watching the NBA on TV.
I mean,
except you control LeBron.
60. Listen, the special edition version is $100.
It's a bit more than that.
It's $100.
What was that?
Yeah, for me, like, I didn't buy the last Madden. I don't know which version I got.
Doesn't matter.
You get a lot out of sports game if you like sports games. And when I say that, because I don't know if you guys are sports gamers.
Used to be.
But
it used to be.
Yeah.
Like very similar to any other type of game. There's stories that you kind of make up for yourself. That's why people always are about Madden. They're like, they need to switch the franchise mode, right? So you'll have it to where you got your team. You want your team to accomplish certain things. Oh, I want this dynasty. I just want to go undefeated. This can be single player by yourself or with other people, of course, how they have not Ultimate Team, but connected franchise online. But you go through and you have certain players. Oh, I want to get this wide receiver to the Hall of Fame. Or I want my quarterback to throw 60 touchdowns this year. And these storylines are there. The game should be picking up and helping you sort of justify that within the game. You do it on your own when you're playing. That's why a lot of people keep playing it. They want to create those stories within that game, that dialogue. But EA is not concerned with the buyer, the core buyer, the people who've been buying this game since Super Nintendo, Sega. You know, yes, I'm sorry, Sega. And because of that, the game is hurting. But it's not hurting in sales.
No.
But his fan bases are sort of, they got the hashtags out there, people making videos, all the glitches. But
and the reskin pieces. And
because,
the stuff that's not reskinned that made it into the new game that still says Madden 20 on it.
Hey, as long as they update LeBron's hairline and his bald spot, I mean, that's what really matters. That's how you know you got the updated one.
True.
You know, you got to have it because it thins a little bit more every year. You got to have to make sure it's updated.
It returns a little bit more every year.
Yeah, and then it like
2017, it was back here.
You have to get the DLC spray.
And then you got to adjust the front because sometimes it drops. Remember when it dropped?
They're going to sell you the DLC spray can to spray it back on.
No, but the free-to-play
congrats
model.
to the Lakers, by the way.
The thing that I agree with the free-to-play model is that it gets people involved that maybe aren't into sports games or whatever and try playing it. And maybe you can win somebody over that's new to the franchise and new to the game. Yeah. And maybe they'll spend some money, and then you could throw advertisements in it. Nobody's really going to be mad for a free-to-play game, and they still get paid.
Isn't that Genshin? I keep hearing about this Genshin Impact game. That's a free game, but it already made over what it took to develop it in the first place.
There you go.
It's got gacha mechanics, but it's free to play. And then when they start to hit you with, you pay $10 here, $10 there. If you didn't pay $60 to begin with, if you spend $60, that's like buying the game. Right. But that's why it's unacceptable for them to have unskippable ads like you didn't pay for this game, because we accept it and we are annoyed at a free-to-play game that throws an ad up. But we're like, I didn't pay for it. Whatever. I'll wait this 30 seconds. and we can move on.
Let it go.
Until they throw that second one up. They throw that second ad on.
Because you hit that X button and then another ad comes up like, yo, I thought I hit the X.
Then you delete it after that. But the fact that you pay $60.
I'm sorry.
The fact you paid $60 for this though, and after watching ad,
60 or 70.
60, 70 to 100.
I'm about to say it's like 70.
It depends on
like
the
just for the game.
There's no ad-free version.
No, there is. That's the fucked up thing.
It doesn't matter what you pay.
You're paying 70, with the tax and everything, and then you get all that other bullshit.
For a more authentic feel, like you're watching TV, they throw the ads in.
That's terrible.
Yeah.
They actually did that before.
Mm-hmm.
Like Madden had like a Snickers commercial, but of course it's skippable. But the other thing about it being a free-to-play game, what makes it cheaper is that they wouldn't have to develop another game, right? So you can have this one game and you can go years, just roster updates, fixing bugs, and for those for the people who they know going to buy money, spend money on custom jerseys, spend money on custom shoes, spend money on you want a mouthpiece? Oh, we got that.
We got a gold-plated mouthpiece for $40.
It makes it look like you got a grill.
Give me your money.
You got diamond-plated.
What you want?
Mouthpieces. But it's not. And they still pay. They still pay $60.
They still pay.
And they still don't. They're not making a new title. They're not doing any. They're not investing any of that money into doing it. So they're basically doing a free-to-play version that we're paying $60 for.
They pay $60 for absolutely.
So that's why they're not going to stop.
The people buying it is part of the problem too.
Yeah,
it's the number one. FIFA is the number one selling game in the world.
Yeah,
in the world. Still, every year
you get the play mechanics right to where that whole fan base is like, yo, I love this play mechanic. I like the way it plays. Okay, then keep that same play mechanic every year, and you just update the roster, but don't charge people fucking $70 for it.
This is why I still play Tecmo.
Yeah.
Tecmo.
Yeah, I still play Joe Montana.
Joe Montana.
Joe Montana.
Nobody Joe Montana was fired.
Hey, nobody playing that.
Chill.
You still get updated rosters for Tecmo Ball. You still can.
For the Genesis.
Joe Montana was great.
But they will continue ripping people off. That's all.
What then was it with like?
Oh, absolutely.
They didn't update like. Like, the faces, it took them a while to get the faces under the mask, but like they had like black players as white players.
That was like 96.
Yeah. I was like, wait, I'm pretty sure
that was like the last
that is not the right skin color on that guy.
I'm sure Troy Aikman is
They made everyone
you see pictures of Troy Aikman next to Jay-Z.
Yeah, he did look like Jay-Z though. He looked like a white Jay-Z. I'm sorry. Troy Aikman looked like a white Jay-Z. I'm sorry.
What's the name of that show on Netflix we was watching?
High Score.
So it took a black guy being hired at EA to make that change.
Really?
That is
so a black guy got hired.
And you know what? You telling me that it doesn't surprise me. It doesn't surprise me. As ridiculous as that, it's like, of course.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Just make him a little darker.
That's a good documentary on Netflix. That's a really good one.
I gotta check it out, man.
There was some good ones. Some ones were boring because I knew it all. Like the early ones, there was the ones at the end I liked.
I only watched the first one.
Yeah, the first one's you know about that already.
I know all about it.
Yeah. We're video game geeks. We know.
Why was Barry Sanders like your color? Like, come on, man. He's darker than that.
Why is the Rock? Why is the Rock yellow?
Why is the Rock yellow in WWE Reckoning 2?
Damn near white.
Was yellow. What's wrong with the color palette? What's going on over there?
It didn't go past paperback.
Bro.
Dude, he was white as hell.
He was so white.
When it came out, it was weird in the market that there was a game that actually featured black people in it. Yeah, so
they made everyone.
And that whole office was silent as hell. Like
they said,
he wants to make them darker.
Wait, he moved up a palette? He moved up the shade?
Oh, hold on.
No.
We got to get the CEO involved. I don't know if we're going to sell enough. I don't know.
We have the budget, right? We need because you know what they did with. All right, I'm not even getting. I was gonna talk about Spawn and everything. Like we're not gonna go.
That's a podcast topic in itself, right?
Man, changing people for the fact you get more money. That's terrible. That's terrible.
It is.
So that's fucking awful.
But they're not adding unskippable ads. All right, that's that.
Derailed.
Moving on.
All right. So, Ex-Sega developer criticizes release of Golden Axe prototype created under crunch conditions. So it was Sega's 60th anniversary.
And they continue to disappoint.
I love the title, Golden Axe.
Well,
absolutely.
Game,
Sega continues to put a stake in my heart.
well, it was originally called Golden Axe Reborn. This was released as kind of a tongue-in-cheek, like, okay, we have this information, we might as well put it out there.
Middle finger.
Because, well, they were saying we don't have it. We don't have anything right now for it, so let's just release it because people, there's a resurgence of beat 'em ups, and we have these titles, and they're unfinished. But let's just show them some stuff because they've been getting emails saying what's up with Golden Axe and stuff like that.
I don't think this was the right move.
This is the thing. No. This is the thing. They said that they discussed this with the developers of the title, and they had a thing. Where is it? I'll read the actual thing. They said they were asked to make it. Basically, this game was made in 2 weeks. They were asked to make a polished gameplay prototype in 2 weeks. So he spent 14 hours a day, 7 days a week, for that 2 weeks to make this prototype, just to show these guys that they were serious about making a Golden Axe. Obviously, it's not going to be a finished game.
That didn't translate.
No, it's not going to be a finished game. It's not going to be something that, okay, this is just what I'm showing you. Obviously, we're going to do better if you give us more time and some money. But the fact that they bought this out without contacting, Sega said they did contact the creators. None of the creators got contacted about this release, and it was released as a joke called Golden Axed, the lost prototype or whatever. So that kind of rubbed the creators the wrong way because when they actually released it, they were laughed at. And they said, no, we want something like, God of War. We don't want something like this. Obviously, God of War isn't Golden Axe.
No,
so when you tell somebody to make Golden Axe, they're not going to make God of War.
Yeah.
No.
So this was actually a 4-player. Like actually, the prototype that they made back in the day, about what was 2007, they made it. That one was actually more polished than the one that they released, and it was 4 players. They only had the one barbarian dude to play as, but it was pretty brutal. I mean, it was pretty basic, but the fact that it came out now and they're saying, "Oh, we just wanted to pay respects to the guys who actually put it out," because Sega did come back with a response to IGN saying that, "Oh, we misquoted it. We said some things that we shouldn't have said because they said, oh, it's a buggy thing. Or, although it's buggy." Like this is not what actually they said. This is just what I remember. But they said, it's buggy. It's not polished. But here you go. This is just something of what might have happened. And it was kind of a slap in the face of the developers who put in all the work to it because they laughed in their face saying, no, we don't want this. You're done with scrapping this. So the fact that they just say 8 years later to bring it out and say, hey, guys, look at what could happen. This is awesome.
It should have never
Try
happened.
it out.
I don't think they should have ever done that.
It should have never happened because what do we say whenever there's a game that's delayed? We always say, hey,
that's
what?
fine. Delay it. Just as long as it comes out fine.
Don't release the game.
I don't give a shit how long it takes.
Because nobody wants a broken game. Nobody wants a game unfinished. And I understand where they were coming from, trying to pay tribute to the series and everything like that. But this is the wrong way to do it, man.
You want to pay tribute? Come out with a new game.
Right.
You know, like
make an announcement.
Take your time. Make it right.
Say, yo, we're working on
Put
a
some
game.
thought.
Exactly.
And some care.
2 weeks.
Well, it was free. It was free. But if they were serious about it, they would have contacted the developers of it and said, hey guys, what are you doing right now? You guys want to actually make this game because Streets of Rage came out, Battletoads came out.
See, that's the thing. Personally, I think it does more harm than good because everyone knows if you're a Sega fan, we're all big Sega fans, and it's like we like a lot of these old IPs to come back, and the fact that Streets of Rage came back, we all hoopla about, oh, we love the game and this and that. You're gonna release a demo of a game that got axed of a franchise that I've been dying to see come back for years, and it's just what is the point? It's like here goes this piece of shit version of something you like. You want to play it? No, I don't want to play it.
And that's the difference between that's the Achilles heel with Sega versus Nintendo. Like look what Nintendo does.
Nintendo will be like,
Metroid.
I will give you 10 sequels of the same franchise, but it'll be dope. It'll be polished. It'll be dope. Sega's like, you know what?
Just release
I don't care. You know what? If an indie developer wants that franchise, sure, take it. But
Sega be like, oh, I found this in my toilet. Here, you want to play it?
Exactly.
Right. This is what Sega had. This is what Sega tweeted. They said Golden Axe may be janky, maybe buggy, maybe an artifact of its time, but it offers unique glimpse of the prospect of what the project could have been.
What does that do for anyone?
Yeah, that's a slap in the face.
Yeah.
What does that do for
That's
anybody?
doesn't do anything for the fans, man.
And they said we wanted to show it because we had it. They basically somebody found it, and they said, "Hey, this thing is working. Let's just show these people."
That should have been behind closed doors.
And it wasn't even listen, it wasn't broken.
Yeah.
It wasn't broken to death. It was not bad.
No,
it actually looked like a decent.
They looked like there was
golden act.
They looked like there was a blueprint for something that they could
Could've
have
been cool.
expanded on.
Yeah.
And that's
Obviously not AAA.
No.
But it didn't look as bad as the Sega Ages Golden Axe that they did.
Oh,
release,
that trash.
because that was bad.
Yeah.
And they ruined that game.
It looked like they had
completely.
a direction, and then they just like,
And
It
not
looked
for
gory.
nothing, for 2 weeks.
And 2 weeks,
Turbo in the chat said, for 2 weeks, that doesn't look bad.
No, it
No.
doesn't look bad.
Not for 2 weeks.
That's what pisses me off so much about
Yeah.
it. It's like, come on.
But what year was that?
Was that?
What year?
Was this developed?
Actually, they said it was coded in 2012. So, yeah, 8 years.
Well, look at
Well,
what
for 2012,
Yeah. 8
it
years
don't
ago.
look great. You know, the question I have about, they must have brought those developers, and I guess this is besides the point a little bit, but they must have brought that idea to Sega, because Sega told them they had 2 weeks, so they had a pitch.
Yeah.
So it sounds like Sega, since they got them 2 weeks, did they pay for that prototype?
It wasn't disclosed if they paid him for his time there.
See, because that's the point. If he was paid, that's Sega's, and that's their IP. So I would assume that belongs to Sega, so they can do what they want to do.
Yeah, he never questioned the fact that they bought it out. He just said the way they
Yeah.
did it was disrespectful. But I mean, yeah, it is theirs after he gives it to them. Yes.
Right.
Yeah, and like they put his name in it.
Yeah, they killing me.
I guess they put the
dude, man.
the developer out, or developer put himself out.
No, the developer did not put it out. Sega put it out. He was
I'm talking about when it comes to who actually made it.
Tim Dawson.
Like-
No, he had nothing to do with it.
Okay, so when Sega put Golden Axe out, nobody knew who developed it until the developer came out and said you're making fun of it. So the only person who even knew that he made it, or knew that that team made it, was that team. So they wasn't really disrespecting the developer. The developer now is disrespected because he feels personal about it.
Well, he did bring it to his attention. Yeah, they didn't have to say I did that. But I mean, if you saw something that you did work on, finally getting some type of recognition, you're gonna say, "Hey guys, I guess you were wrong 8 years ago. You put it out after you laughed in my face." I mean, there's a reason they put it out. They have to say, and they said, "We're doing this because we feel like this is something that people would have wanted." And I'm like, you guys are liars because you said this was trash when I showed it to you. So why are you putting it out at all?
I would feel a certain way about that. I'd be like, you guys got
playing devil advocate. His opinion doesn't matter. You don't own the IP. It doesn't belong. Golden Axe does not belong to you.
That's exactly what Sega's.
Yeah.
That's exactly how Sega's approaching it. Yeah, that's exactly how they're doing it.
Morally, it's a question.
Morally, what? Undisclosed. It's my IP. I could have said no. You could have never worked on it. Just be glad you got 2 weeks to work on Golden Axe.
Yeah, I mean, Sega did take out the line.
Just being devil's advocate.
They did take the line out on the thing, on the post on Steam. It was only available for 1 day. You cannot download it now. So if you missed out, you can only watch it on YouTube. So it is what it is. But they said it's not the quality of original work. The build that they had was for PC. So they had, fans did play it. They liked it. They probably might get a grasp of how much people want a Golden Axe now.
I don't understand how Sega is blind to all these
do that.
IPs and everyone is screaming out for all of them.
But they don't know how to do it. They don't know how to do it. Because
there's any developers that will do it for them.
But they said they want a God of War. They want a God of War.
Hell no, I don't want no God of War Golden Axe. They already did that with Castlevania.
No, but Sega wants the God of War.
Fuck Sega.
That's why they
I'm tired of Sega fucking up everything, man.
Listen, they came out with a 3D God of War. They came out with a 3D Golden Axe.
They did with the chick. Yeah, they shit on that.
And
completely.
it wasn't the greatest. No. And that was like the same year they came out with the Ultra Beast 3D game. So they were trying to move up into this new world and failed miserably. But now that the 2D games are coming back,
they need to let someone else
just do it.
They need
just
to
do a polished version of the original.
They need to take some notes
How
from
would
Nintendo.
you do a modern Golden Axe game? Because to me, Golden Axe has one thing that made it a little unique was that you can ride on the back of dragons.
Well, that's what they based that. They made it Beast Rider or something like that, the 3D one. So they did make it.
They made that like that's the main thing. It's like
riding on these animals because that was the one.
But is that enough?
It wasn't. Definitely wasn't.
Definitely not enough
because it didn't sell.
Because this is the thing, right? Streets of Rage 2 was a all-time classic. You could pick it up today. You can have fun with it.
Yep.
I want somebody to tell me that they can pick up. I'm gonna give you the best classic Golden Axe. Can you pick that up now? Play it all the way to the end and have fun. I can do that with Streets of Rage 2.
Well,
I recently played Golden Axe.
I could do that with Golden Axe 1 for the Genesis, and I could do that with the Return of Death Adder, the arcade.
Part 3.
Yeah, Part 3. I could do that with those two.
The arcade.
Easily.
The arcade 3.
Easily. The arcade 3, I'm sorry. Yes, the arcade 3.
But yeah,
I don't like the animation.
But you can just update the graphics if it's the graphics that are bad.
They tried that. It was the Sega Ages when it was bad.
Well, that's like saying, I thought remember they did the Street Fighter 2 HD?
Yeah. No. It doesn't always turn out the best.
Yeah.
Street Fighter 2 looks good as is. Right. That looks like that's one of those all-time games.
Well,
but if you're going to up the graphics like that, you got to increase the frames.
Yeah. You can't leave it the same.
So when they did that, I was like, that was like, who was in charge of this? Yep. You didn't do these big sprites and like
it was Sega.
No, it was not.
Sega snuck in and was like, "Yo, let me get in there."
Listen, the thing that you can do with Golden Axe is change the frame rate. You don't have to stay with the same exact gameplay. Yeah. You can change it.
Yeah,
you can add new mechanics. You can make it funner.
Keep the charm.
Based on how fighters are now.
Yeah,
you can do that. Yeah. But there's no swords. They don't have Dungeons and Dragons anymore. They don't make those types of beat 'em ups. They can do something with that.
Keep the charm, add combos, add the same kind of feeling that you have when you use the magic and when you that combo with the 2 slashes, you hit them over the head and you kick them. You got to keep that in there, obviously.
The thing,
like
pixel art,
you got to keep the music style the same kind of sounds and just make it multiplayer, 2 to 4 players.
They said the best part of this Golden Axe is the title screen music.
Damn. It was remixed. No, it was dope. It was dope. And then sometimes that's all it takes, though, because like Streets of Rage 4, for example, not to keep this going on forever, but Streets of Rage 4, main thing about Streets of Rage is the music. Okay, if the music's not right, you got to get it right. That's where Streets of Rage 3 failed, even though it had better combat. Yeah. No one cared about the combat because the music sucked. So Streets of Rage 4, they got the whole squad together to create an awesome soundtrack. Then you got to get the sound effects right. When you hit someone, do you feel the punches? Yeah. When you hear the grand upper, does it have the same feeling as part 2? Okay, you got that in there. Okay, combos. Oh, what's that? You added 4 players. Boom, done. Best one already. Like that's how you make a sequel of something that nostalgic. You just keep the same elements. Don't go too crazy. You don't got to go crazy with the graphics. If you want to do cartoony or hand-drawn, go for it. Or if you want to do realism, go for it, whatever you want to do. But you have to keep the sound effects, and then you add the multiplayer.
Well, you can even keep the pixel art, too. Just like
pixel art, too. Pixel art, too.
Sonic,
whatever
awesome
whatever that feel is.
As a pixel art game.
Yeah.
Sonic is optimal.
Yeah.
As a pixel art game.
This is what you do.
He mentioned something. Isn't Dungeons and Dragons just a better Golden Axe?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That means that they would come back with another.
I was just about to say,
Dragons.
I could kind of co-sign on that, to be honest. Yeah.
If Golden Axe comes back
it's 4
out,
players.
they come out with that again.
You got your magic. You got your attacks. If anything, maybe add more combos, maybe an air combo, but I don't even know if that's necessary for Golden Axe. But pretty much, it's the same shit.
This is how you make it less Dungeons and Dragons and more Sega. Listen, you add Rostan as a DLC character, right?
Yeah,
you add
Rostan,
him and Golden Axe, and somehow you get the license for Conan and just throw him in there as DLC. Nowadays, they're putting all these people in these games. Get them in Golden Axe. Why not? Conan's not doing nothing on his own. Throw him in there.
Throwing Mad Mardigan from Willow. We're done. There we go.
Man, listen, you go too far.
Sorry, I got excited. I got excited, man. I'm sorry.
But that would make people interested or something, Something like that.
You gotta keep the charm. Don't go too crazy with it, and you gotta keep that sound from the sound effects to the music. The sound has to be there, just like you said with
Matt Hard in the arcade.
Yeah, like Yeah, you got to keep if that sound is gone, it's not a remake. It's not.
You got to fight on a giant bird, man. You got to do that stuff. You just got to do stuff that they don't.
The other thing about it, right? So Streets of Rage, when you look at the three main characters or the three original games, you have Axel, Adam, and what's his name? Blaze. Red, yellow, and blue. Primary colors. Recognizable characters. You put the Golden Axe characters out there. It just guy with a sword, guy with an axe, and the girl version of the guy.
Nah, man.
So now you
blue,
have
red,
to
and green.
upgrade.
Blue, red, and green, man.
You got your colors. You
got your colors.
Upgrade those characters. Because Streets of Rage, you could have went with the original design and I would have preferred they went with the original design of Axel. But you could have went the original design with those characters, and you still would have had the same appeal.
At least let him take his jacket off. That's all I asked. Just let him take his jacket off. He looks too big.
Because he looks like a straight hobo.
No, he does. He looked like a bum.
Take that jacket.
Actually, they should have a costume. They should have costumes for people.
Behind Axel?
They even had the.
Well, in their designs, when they drew them, they had them without.
They should have
jacket.
3 costumes per person.
Yeah,
they should keep those in there.
They had different costumes.
Yeah.
That's
you got to get him on the show. Though.
And his jeans are ripped at the bottom. He looks homeless. He does.
In the concept art, the different costumes that they had planned, they could have made all of them.
Yep.
Yeah.
But then again,
that's expensive.
Yeah, because it's they drew it. So I mean,
an eraser.
But still, if you're gonna make the game, make it good. Put more palettes in there at least. Palette swaps.
They got money now. They were successful.
Well, you know what? DLC is taking a while, so you know what? I'll keep my fingers crossed.
It's possible
because they talk about big DLC.
There's
so.
no DLC coming for
Just
that.
give me Streets of Rage 5.
It's been way too long.
No, they did say the DLC is coming.
Yeah,
they did acknowledge.
Wave has come and gone. This is way too late for some DLC.
I'm still getting it.
Not for me. I'm all about that. I'm all about that.
I would go for it.
If you ain't got no jacket, I'll buy it.
So what?
All about that.
So
DLC.
what does DLC for that look like?
New characters.
Is it more stages?
New characters.
Or is it just new characters?
At the moment, new characters.
Like if they make like the old characters in the new style instead of just like the pixel art style, I would be okay with that.
Well, yeah, they said
those characters were broken as well.
They were talking about Shiva updated, obviously. Max updated, and that new chick Estelle are the 3 characters that everyone's asking for to play as, and it's almost like a given that they're going to be. Because they have their whole moveset in the game, so it's like, they might as well be selectable.
They already designed them. They're already in there.
But I think they're going to add stages. I have a feeling they're going to add some.
I'll take a mini story.
Why not? Give me
throw in part 1, part 2.
Battle stages too.
Just throw in the old game.
Listen, I'm all about that because Sega's fucking everything else up.
Sega has nothing to do with it.
Well, I'm going to blame them for everything. Everything that has a Sega license.
Blame them for this Golden Axe. All right? Blame them for that.
Yeah.
And listen, till I see a Shining Force 3 remake, I'm going to complain about Sega till the end of days.
Here we go. All right. Well, on that note, let's move on to the next news.
Before I get more angry.
Before you go off again.
Start flipping this chair over here.
All right. Sony reveals PS5's user interface, their new UI.
Yeah.
So we're less than a month before this system comes out. And people were wondering, they were like, listen, we haven't even seen what the system's interface looks like. Like, this is the first time you haven't seen what the screen even looks like. And there's a month left before it's out in your hand.
The system's the size of a person.
Oh, it's mad big. It's mad big.
That shit is massive.
That thing is like a bench.
It's a briefcase.
It's a torso. It's a damn torso,
You can put it on the side and use it as a gaming
They
chair.
need to put a handle on it so you can like.
Yo, that thing
of
is
Cell's head.
It's going to transform into a robot. I'm telling you, and going to start killing people.
Listen, you can tear that thing apart. They broke it down.
Yeah, they did.
It's crazy how much is in there.
I saw
the
it,
cooling system is like the size of every system ever made.
Massive.
It's ridiculous. Wow. But they don't want it to, have a red ring. They don't want it to die.
Oh, if there's
or the yellow light, they don't want it to die on you, man.
Yeah.
And this thing is a PC.
It better not.
Yeah, you know what
What's
that
the
is.
red ring of death?
Xbox fan knows what that is.
So
I knew what it was
people,
4 times.
exactly.
Oh my!
people really care that much about how the UI looks?
Well, I wanted to know what they offered. So they did have this. They did have it out. They said, because everybody was like, okay, the Vita, PS3, PS4, they all look very similar. And people were tired of that interface.
Right.
And they wanted to see if they can improve upon it. And the one thing about the last 2 Xboxes, the 360 Oh yeah, the 360 went through a lot of interface changes.
Man.
But with the with the Xbox One and everything,
that was the worst.
with the Windows 10 interface, a lot of people disliked all the interfaces on the system, so they want to know what they're going to do to improve it, and if they're going to listen to people, because all people did was complain to see if they would fix it.
It was me.
So, so this stuff is from GamesRadar.com. So the Control Center was a new feature on it that it has immediate access to key PS5 system information within the game. So this is during the game. It has a screen that pops up on the bottom. It has little cards that you can choose things from.
Right.
Am I a fan of that yet? I don't know. I haven't used it yet. But it looks like there's a lot of stuff to look at, and I don't know if you can get rid of those.
I was thinking that same thing.
Well, I don't know if you can like say I don't want that here and unpin it and stuff like that.
The new technology that I read that they're going with is with the DualSense controller. Is that it's going to be able to, like, if you pick up the controller, it's going to know that it's you just by picking it up.
Yep.
So the experience is going to be tailored towards what you
based on what you set it up
right.
as.
So,
okay, so that can work.
So that's how it's going to work.
But they just showed everything, so.
I'm saying, like, I'm thinking, like, it's like if I take the controller from you, right, and I'm playing the game, it's going to change.
What if we both hold it?
The interface. Well, I don't know.
It's going to explode.
Yeah, right?
So hold on.
So be like, yo, what
tell
the
me, PlayStation trying to take my fingerprints or something?
Yeah, man.
Right?
Yeah, right.
Trying to
What?
catalog me?
Yeah.
Why
Nah,
not?
man.
Nah, they're going to ask Google about you, okay? Because they already know. They
That's
already
why I
know.
stick with my Xbox. They don't want any of my information.
Man, listen,
Yeah, right.
if you had an iPhone or an Android, they got your fingerprint, they
Yeah.
got your face, they know it all. But they said it can include recent notifications, which friends are online, status of downloads, the ability to manage console's functions such as power, sound, microphone that's built into the controller. So they also implemented, speaking of microphone and the controller, they have an interface feature that says that it will record what you said for about, 40 seconds or so? And if someone complains about you, they can send in that information to say what you actually said to them. And that's why then you'll get banned or, penalized for what you said. So people are like, oh, I don't want them recording me, blah, blah, blah. But in that sense, they're trying to stop all this toxicity online. And if you say something stupid, you got consequences for saying it. So hopefully that'll stop people from saying dumb stuff. And it probably won't.
Well,
But gangster 10-year-olds are done, son.
Well, you got to, it's a slippery slope, man, because you got to question, like, how well that's going to be, like, how accurate is that going to be, man? Because it's like, what if it doesn't, what if it's thinking they're saying something out, like a curse word or something?
Well, you
like that?
send it to them, they'll hear you.
Yeah.
No, they'll hear it.
Yeah.
They say, I didn't say that.
So it has to go through a review.
But if you say, you dumb at, if you say something and you say, okay, if you say something that I won't say here.
Say it, man.
But you know
Don't
how
be no
online,
bitch.
that's what I'm saying. You know how online is. You know how online is, and people think that there's no consequences for saying things, and they'll just say everything they feel like saying.
Oh, I've heard some shit when I play on Xbox 360.
I know people fear their privacy, and they're like, I don't want them sending or using me talking for data that they can get and stuff like that. But the way they explained it is that it's going to take that quip. They're not going to send it anywhere. I mean, who knows if they're telling the truth?
Dude.
Who knows if they're telling the truth?
I don't know.
But listen, we have so many microphones around us.
Because I don't think a real person is going to review
Right.
it. It's probably going to go through like computer, computer going to have to make a guess.
Yep.
And we know how accurate that can be.
Exactly. That's what I was saying
Well,
before with the question
I mean,
about that. Like, how is it
If
gonna
you
be?
say something even close, just don't say it.
Yeah, but that's
Just
tough
don't
though,
say
right?
it then.
Because I can.
Well, unless
hold on
Jay-Z
now.
is playing,
Well, I'm
and they say jiggle
Alexa,
what,
right?
then you might be mistaken there. But don't say jigger, and you won't get in trouble.
See, so if I'm speaking to ALEXA, because I don't want to go say it because she's gonna pick me up.
Yes.
Yeah.
I have to speak in a very proper tone in order for her to understand stuff that I'm saying.
Right.
So I have to really round my O's and really move my jawline in order for her to understand what I'm saying.
Articulate the
So you can
word.
pick up something that's not necessarily what you said, and they be like, "Oh yeah, the computer said you said it."
Right.
Yeah, well, we'll see how it works. I'm not sure exactly how it works, but I mean, from what they're saying, that's supposed to stop or help stop people from saying dumb stuff online. And I'm all for that because online is a cesspool. They need to have consequences.
Yeah.
They need to have consequences. Regardless of how they do it, if it works out, that's better for everybody. Because we need more friendly people online.
Yeah.
You don't have to be
But
negative. I know.
You notice something?
New
I
generation.
would say it's need more friendly people. But one of the things about people being online that I always find to be funny is that most of the stuff is generally geared towards a certain demographic in women. Mm-hmm. But that demographic that's pushing all that does not get that same type of heat. Right? Mm. So it'd be like, you guys are doing all that, but nobody's doing it to you. Mm. You know what I mean? So you have all the N-words and all the racist slang.
Mm-hmm. And to go cook your sandwich.
It doesn't go the other way.
You know what I think it should
it doesn't go the other way.
I think there should be a rating system with people that go online. Like, you know how like you buy something on Amazon and you have a 5-star rating system? There should be a rating system, like you get rated for how many times you get.
They did it on live
on Xbox.
They did it on Xbox Live.
Oh, they did?
They did that.
Oh,
yeah.
I don't play Xbox, so I wouldn't.
You'd be like, this guy is a one star guy. Don't play him.
Well, when it comes to competitive,
did that work at least?
When it comes to competitive, it's complicated.
I mean, if you got enough bad ratings, you would get banned for a while.
Okay.
Like from
like
Xbox Live entirely.
It's gonna come down to.
But it would be time though, right?
It's gonna.
It never happened to me, but
I'm just saying, like it's gonna be like we'll ban you for like a week or something.
I forgot what it was, but there was like, I don't know if it was Xbox or whatever, but it was like if you turn, I think it was when I used to play Fight Night online. If someone turned off the game because they were losing, they get a warning.
Yeah.
No, you lose points and stuff.
Yeah, and second time, I think they get banned for a couple days.
Right.
And then I think if they do it again, they get banned a little bit longer. Nintendo needs to incorporate that big time. Yeah.
Well, listen,
because everyone does
it depends. This type of thing, this interface is going to depend on people actually listening to it before they ban you. Like if it comes down to a point where, you're going to get banned for saying something, someone has to listen to it and acknowledge that that's what it is. Because if I say, you suck, you stupid. And I'm like, that's like a 5-year-old yelling at you, and they're not cursing or anything.
You're not gonna ban. You're not gonna ban a 5-year-old because he says you suck, you're stupid.
But if the algorithm says that's bad, and you
actually, you know
I
what?
Sent it to
ban
them,
his ass. He's got to learn somehow.
Right?
Ban that 5-year-old.
But if he says poo-poo head, like if I say, that's a curse because I don't agree with that, and I send that to them, a computer's gonna be like, I got this. He's banned. I'm like, no, somebody's got to hear that and be like, nah, that's dumb. That's not that bad.
I think there needs to be a set person that listens to these.
They're gonna go crazy.
I know. I would not want to have that job because I would lose my shit.
But hopefully, it'll change the demographic of the people who do stuff like that, and maybe it'll stop that much.
You know what? Not to cut you off, but like, you know what they should do, like, because in Smash Brothers they have you could record a match or whatever, but they need to get it more involved where you could actually have the username who I'm fighting there, and exactly. So if I file a complaint about this Joe Schmo or whatever, and he turns the game off before I can get my points, I want to report his ass. I want his name on there, and I could submit the video too. I want.
Well, that's
basically what they're doing, but with voices.
Not
so much the game, but they're trying to do it with voices, just to try and stop that type of toxic.
I wish
it's a generation.
You know what?
It's a generation. Yeah. It's 20 years of nonsense.
Of course. Because these kids are too used to talking junk and not getting punched in the face for it.
Exactly. That's seriously. This is basically a fist to the mouth.
But
to move on with the interface, because that's a total topic.
I'm about to change the topic and be like, nah, y'all need to take this L and handle that.
It's a whole topic. It's a whole topic by itself.
Doesn't YouTube have like an automated system? Like if you say cuss words within the first minute, they would demonetize your
certain words.
Certain words.
When I was playing Tetris, sometimes they'll demonetize
that doesn't work.
them.
Yeah. It happens.
That doesn't work at all either, because they demonetize people's stuff when there's not a cuss word within the first couple of minutes of the video. So
it depends.
They pick up nothing and they still ban people's stuff. So, like you said, there needs to be a human element to it.
If you could submit it in for review to a person, and that does happen, then they should.
I know if they don't mind having that job.
That if the person
more jobs,
I'm assuming the person can appeal it,
right?
And then it'll be reviewed by a human.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, if it comes down to the
appeal.
Yeah, if it comes down to you're gonna get suspended, you're gonna lose your account. Right. Can I get this?
So, but now that puts you on the that puts you on the defensive. Now you
but if you
have
did
had
nothing wrong, then
you won't have to. Yeah.
Right.
But if you don't have any
give me
proof,
that job. Ban his ass. Ban his ass.
Hit him with the ban.
Give him a month off online. Ban his ass.
I think as soon as people start feeling pressure for what they're saying, they won't be so like quick with it.
Yeah.
Right. They'll be like, okay, hold on, I gotta say
you
something.
got the opposite side, right? Like we playing a game, and you beat me like 5 times.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, ban him.
No. Because he did nothing wrong.
He just whooped my ass 5 times. Ban his ass.
Yo, the way he just said that so
Ban
calmly.
him.
Beat me 5 times. That's why it can't work that way.
But hold up. He has.
You gotta have proof.
There's a little bit of an argument because if he's getting scammed on some dude who's exploiting the game,
that's why that
motherfucker needs to get banned, man.
That's why that's not what you're saying. That's why you're not sending that. That's about what they say.
That's why the review tape. You gotta review that fucking. Yo, if
it's
I watch
not about the gameplay. It's about the talking.
I want to ban people due to the
I know what
gameplay.
you're gonna do.
Dude, that
So
Opened up a can of worms.
interactive party and voice chat.
You gave me flashbacks, man. You gave me flashbacks. I'm like, ban them.
Moving on to more interface.
Derailed.
Interactive party and voice chat notifications, the ability to quickly see what your friends are playing and join them in another game instantaneously. So you can see all this on screen. You know what they're playing. You pop in, instantly loads. You're in there in 8 seconds. You're playing.
That's dope.
That's
pretty
cool. 8 seconds? Shit.
Yeah, the game reloads stuff. If you have it, in your system, it takes about 8 seconds to get in there. That's what I've heard.
Seconds.
I haven't played it myself.
That reload.
What's that?
You have to load your character in
You gotta
and all that
accept it,
stuff.
right?
Well,
Yeah,
yeah,
you
you do
have
have
to
to say
accept
you
it.
were in the room. Yeah, you can't just jump into someone's game.
Pop in there, start
Unless maybe
spamming.
like it's Demon Souls or Dark Souls, then you can jump in and then kill them.
8
But
seconds.
it
You know,
depends
last
on the
hit.
game.
Pretty quick.
In Dark Souls,
Damn.
somebody pop in, you gotta restart where they at.
Yo, you just gave me a Fantasy Star Online flashback when they robbed me. Oh man. Oh my god.
But that's why you have to say this guy can get in my game.
Oh my god.
My friend is going to join me.
You have
That's
to
what the
accept
point is. Your friend is
You have
joining
to
you.
accept it. You have
If
to
your
accept
friend is an asshole,
Keyword.
then that's up to you.
Friend.
Yeah.
Yes,
Friend.
exactly.
Keyword.
And they said you can share your screen with other people in your party right away. So if you're playing a game, they can actually pin that game on the screen, and you can see it while you're playing your game, which is pretty awesome.
I don't know, why anyone would want to do that.
I mean, a lot of people watch Twitch constantly,
But it's cool.
and they always have the Twitch screen on. Like it depends. That's
Multitasking
for people who have their friends doing something else in the.
Yeah.
Or they have something.
Those
in
are for
the
people who have friends.
That too. That too. It's for the community. They're trying to build a community here. It could be 1 or 2 people.
For those people who have friends out there.
But if they're playing something and you want to know when their game is over, so you can invite them to your game, I can see how that might work out a little bit. Because you might be playing something like a role playing, like, okay, when you die, you're headed over to my game. I can see you.
They should put a disclaimer on there, man. For those who have friends.
For those who have friends. These are all built for people
This
who have
feature is
friends.
for you.
For you.
And they said PlayStation Plus subscribers will have the ability to pull up official game help within the PS5
That's
control
cool.
center. I don't know how good that'll work,
That's cool.
but they said you can pull up videos to show you how to
Videos
get
for
past
stuff.
parts.
Yeah.
you know,
like-
oh man, that's
like-
cool, man.
Like game facts. Instead of looking it up
Yeah,
or
yeah,
looking
yeah.
on.
That's cool.
I do that a lot.
That
man.
is pretty cool, but that means, is that on the developer side? Do they have to
said the
provide those
developers are doing it.
videos, or can anybody just provide those
It's on the
videos?
They said it's
Like,
on
what
the
if it's a
developers'
completely
part.
wrong video? Like somebody submitted it and is a completely different thing.
Oh yeah, we don't want
Like
any
it's a troll or
random
something.
video on there.
No, it's on the developer side.
That better
No,
be
they did say
developers.
it's the developers doing it, so it depends on how much they want to embrace it. I don't think that particular thing is going to take off because that's a lot of extra work, and the developers probably
it
won't
is.
do it after a while. I can see that failing.
Yo, but that's
Because
cool,
people will be
man.
like, I don't know where to go. They'll be like, go left. It's right there. I'm wasting time with this.
Well, it depends. If they come out with an algorithm that can read the stage
Yeah.
and whoever passes
but
it
you know how many-
uploads it,
you know how
then
much-
that can work.
time I wasted getting lost in a game.
You got to look up the part.
Or you're
playing God of War. Remember we were playing God of War. We had to find a spot. And we're like, how do you get past this? Where do you
How
go
many
here?
times have I gotten lost in God of War? You see me, I'm like, I don't know. This place is massive. I don't know where the fuck to go.
But you spend a half an hour looking for the spot that you're at on somebody's playthrough, and it's annoying.
And you feel like an idiot.
Yeah.
Yep. You
You're
feel
like,
that's why I like. That's why I like this feature. I think
you'll
it's good.
You'll be on video 2, and it's like 7, and you're like, come on, where is it?
Right.
You're looking and looking.
But you know what? You could agree to this, Chalk. In Avengers, when you don't know where to go, you hit the directional pad up.
Yep.
It shows you exactly where you're supposed to go.
Exactly.
I like games that
Boom!
do that.
There you go. Thank
With
you.
the arrow, the help
Thank
arrow.
you.
That's
I like games
if
that do
you're,
that. Yeah.
really desperate to know where to go.
Yeah.
Like that's that feature in the newer Tomb Raiders where you like could see glowing objects and stuff. I'm like, that's whack. Tomb Raider is about exploring and finding things.
It depends on if you need the help.
But then they
if you got
give
a
you
sense
this
of direction,
option to
yeah.
just,
You don't
hey,
have
that's
to.
what you're
I have a
doing.
bad sense of direction.
I have a bad sense of
I'm
direction.
The thing
bad
about
in
it,
games.
you don't have to use it. That's the cool thing about it. You don't have
But
to
you can
do it.
accidentally press it, and
That's your
then
fault.
you accidentally see
Tempting.
all the glowy objects.
I get
You
lost.
can go the
It is
other way
tempting,
if you
but-
want.
That's for people like me.
Yeah, and me. I get lost all the
I
time.
appreciate the
Just
arrow.
go where the bad guys
Yo,
are.
I get overwhelmed in 3D environments.
I don't know what game it
I get
was,
overwhelmed. I'm like,
but if you hit it,
someone tell me where the fuck to go.
They'll have the
There's so much
arrow
shit.
for a while showing you where to go. I'm like, there you go. That's just,
Yes,
just
thank
put me on the right
thank you,
path.
thank
I just want
you.
to end this. There's
What's
so
that
many
called?
games.
Spatial awareness or whatever? I have none of that, man. I got none of that. Yo, I get lost.
Star Wars was helping me out big time. I'm like, thank you, Star Wars. Thank you. I don't know where the fuck I'm going. Okay, thank you. I don't know what's going on.
bro.
It depends on how the game is developed.
Yeah.
That's
How
true.
you, because some games you
Yeah.
just know where to go,
That's
Yeah,
no,
yeah,
it's very true.
or to be like everywhere there's a red spot.
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
where you go.
It's like Assassin's Creed. Is it Assassin's Creed or like
some
like
games, but you don't even realize it.
when there's like a design on the cliff.
Yeah.
That's
Yes.
how you know to jump on
Yes.
that. You know, it's a thing to go
Like
up.
a
Yeah.
Uncharted
Yeah.
did that also
Yeah.
with climbing stuff.
But there was some complex games. So I'm like, oh, I just know where to go.
Yeah,
I just know where to go
There's
because the
some
game
that
is
do it
done
good.
right.
Yep.
When the game is
That's
done
called
right.
I was gonna say that's a well-designed game.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's when if you
So-
know where to go and like
And you
they
have
do
it.
little things like that and you just
Right.
know exactly where it's gonna be. That's how you know they made it the right way. But some games that are like open world, I'm like,
Yeah, can't
Get
do
It's like
it.
word.
a hint.
I gotta burn
No,
this
we did a bad
tree
job.
down.
We did a bad, no, we did a good job.
We did a bad job.
I think.
On
we did
that
a good
note,
job.
No, we're
Let's get
we're
into talking to
about,
you guys.
Yeah, that's a
game
good. That's
that
a good.
we
Actually, a
made.
good segue right there.
Perfect
He
segue.
said we did a bad job.
We're gonna talk about all the jobs.
Yeah, man.
All right.
How much time do we have?
It-
Because if you want us to go in like that, you're going to like good 4 hours for the rest of this
Oh,
podcast.
we gotta get wings. We ain't got 4 hours.
You can always come back on the show.
Oh yeah.
I guess our past game experience and
Y'all can talk about how the
And the
studio was
union.
developed and where y'all started.
Huh?
How'd y'all get to start White Guardian Studios? Like where did
when we met in college.
Okay.
Yeah, like I was already making games a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
and
how'd
I
you
was,
guys meet?
it's funny, like we basically grew up doing the same stuff. We grew up with a program called RPG Maker.
Ah,
yeah,
yes.
we know
Okay.
I love that game.
So she, in New York at the time, and I'm in New Jersey at the time, as kids, because the game was actually, you could say it was illegal, right?
Well,
Because
Yeah,
the guy
back
Don
then
Miguel,
it was illegal.
It just
and
came out.
but it was like freeware.
Mhm.
So we got the chance to go ahead and experiment with that. But when I went off to college, I went to college for culinary arts. I went off to college to cooking for the Art Institute of Pittsburgh.
And that's why we're together.
And then there in cooking class, yeah, that is part of it.
Oh, it goes down.
Yeah.
All right.
So there when we were there, I'm in cooking class, but like I'd be drawing in class. And I remember one of the chef was like, you can go down and take drawing classes. And she wasn't saying I was a bad cook because I was getting good grades in cooking. She was just saying like, bruh, if you're drawing in cooking class, then maybe that's your passion. That's kind of what she was saying. And then I met Whitney, and Whitney was in game design. And, we were talking about game design at the time. And then when we were done with college, she would make her game, I would make mine. She told me my game was trash, and I thought her game was good, but it didn't have enough content. And that became our first game, and that became how we formed White Guardian Studios off her game called Celestial Tier Demon's Revenge.
Just Demon's Revenge at the time.
Demon's Revenge at the time. And then it became Celestial Tier Demon's Revenge. So when we went to go ahead and make that game, we just did it. We jumped right into it. So we started preliminary making it on our own, and then this thing called Kickstarter came about. And when Kickstarter came, I was like, yo, we can do this. Like, we can get the funding for it. So we failed our first time, like just going in it very early on Kickstarter. And then we did it again. We failed again. And then we did it again. We failed again. And each subsequent time, we kept making the game better, but then we also learned how to market the game, how to get the game to appeal to more people, and understand what exactly we were making. So by the time our fourth Kickstarter came, we got the funding. Then we got a publisher. Then we went off to PAX Prime at the time, in 2015, and we showed our game there. And that was surreal, because we saw like Nintendo was behind us.
Yeah, Nintendo was like right next to us, and we're like over here.
Wow. We're like, yo, we in here. We in here.
It's happening.
Other games. I met the guy, or one of the two twin brothers who did the Evo. He was doing that robot game at the time. It was a robot fighting game. So we just went around. And we didn't enjoy our time there because we were just working.
Right.
We sold the game off the floor. And then, shortly after that, we released that game. It failed
miserably.
And we were not surprised it failed. We knew why. From there, we started working on other small games. Most recently, she's working on a game called Omori, which killed it on Kickstarter around the same time that we did it. And we just been working on stuff. And now we're working on the game other than Union called Lost World, which we're looking to get funding for
hopefully
in November. And that brings us to the Union. So the Union came about where
we were trying to do this game for a company, like getting their licensed characters, and it was called
Red Band.
And
it was like a beat 'em up that had that company's characters in it. And we were developing that game, and he kind of dropped it. But even before that, we were trying to do another game with another startup. And where we were having a bunch of superheroes and like an XCOM type of game.
We're still gonna do that eventually someday.
And that guy was crazy. So, but the whole premise we were trying to do was we were trying to highlight Black comic book characters created by actual Black people.
Right.
So I cherry picked all the characters that we work with, and sort of came up with the Union. And that's pretty much what that was. And that has changed as well throughout its conception. So at first we wanted like a Mega Man type of game with all these characters. Then we kind of settled on a beat 'em up. And then we kind of settled on like, yo, that mode in Streets of Rage, we played it twice. We played it with Streets of Rage 2. And we was like, yo, this mode is hot, but it's missing something. Then we played the Streets of Rage 4. It was hot, but it's missing something. And that was like the
revelation, that
like the arena type of game.
We needed
so that fighting game that's in Streets of Rage. So then we went ahead and said, yo, we should market this as a fighting game that is complemented by the beat 'em up as a story mode. And then we went and saw another game called Slam Masters.
Super Nintendo?
Yes.
Okay.
And I played it. I'm like, yo, this is fun. So that's pretty much what the Union is. The Union is a superhero combat arena game. I guess another game we could say that is a bit of a inspiration is Darkstone. Not Darkstone. Power Stone.
Power Stone.
Yeah, Power
So it's an
Stone.
arena beat 'em up.
Dreamcast.
Yeah, absolutely.
But in 2D.
In 2D.
That's awesome.
Basically like Slam Master. Just like Slam Master.
Slam Master.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you going
So
multiplayer?
the thing that's, I'm sorry.
Oh, I just said, are you going multiplayer, like 4-player, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
She wants to do 4.
Okay.
Yeah, 4-player.
Yeah, I want to do 4-player because it just seems more fun with more players.
Okay.
But we'll see, because development changes.
Okay.
The way that we're currently building on is so that it's mechanics that also complement defensive and offensive play styles.
Right.
But everybody seems really OP right now.
Yeah, and we're going to run with that. So the idea is that your power bar or your MP bar or stamina bar, whatever you want to call it, that acts as a second health bar. So when you block, you take away from that bar. And we want you to have to use, like in beat 'em ups, the defensive thing is that moving up and down on the stage. You play Streets of Rage, you have no block.
Right.
So defensively, you're moving up and down. You're moving on top of the enemy to move down in order to grab them and do a slam. So they don't have a block. If they had a block, there would be no purpose for using that defensively. No purpose at all.
Right.
So if we're going to add a block here and we're going to use superpowers, we're going to use that block as sort of like your stamina, a second health bar. So if you lose all your HP and you still got power bar, you still have a chance to win. But if you use that power bar, then you can still deplete your remaining HP, but you still have a chance to win because you can still do skills and special moves.
Okay.
That's a balance.
So that's like the whole premise, using your power bar very strategically and allowing yourself to have a better opportunity to win a match.
Okay.
So you have variation in the gameplay.
Okay. That seems
I
interesting.
like it.
That does sound interesting.
Cool. Cool.
Are there because I know you suggested Power Stone. Are there any like power ups that you pick up along the way in the arena, or
so the different characters use these things in different ways.
Okay.
For example, we have one character who basically can morph molecules and to transmute those into different things. So this character may not necessarily pick up, let's say, a rock and throw a rock. This character may pick up this rock and transmute it into like ice blades or something, and now they uses sort of weapon. Whereas one character may have superpowers and pick it up and then just be able to throw it. So the different characters will be able to use the different environmental things different. Because we want to really sort of let the player understand that these characters all function very differently. We don't want the same things to happen. You want to get a game that has Superman and Captain America in the game, and they both doing the same things.
Right.
They both seem like they're on the same level of strength, and they're both sort of using their strategy in the same way.
Right.
We don't want to do that.
Okay.
We want to make sure these characters feel very unique from each other.
Okay.
All right.
But they also have their weaknesses too, or
Absolutely.
Okay.
So, like any other fighting game, you have your zoners, you have your rushdown characters, you have your grapplers. So they all sort of function in that way. One of the characters that we're working on, which is the main character, her name is Sid. She comes from our universe, and she's like a stance character. So she has a little bit of each that she can change into, and they're based on the phases of matter. So she uses water, ice, and plasma to her three different modes, which one will be rushdown, one is zoner, and one is more of a trap zoner type of play style.
Okay.
All right. And I saw like pixel art. Who does the pixel art? Because you guys have a lot of pixel art.
Yeah.
On your.
I do the. Well, I do most of
Twitter. I mean.
Yeah.
Instagram.
I do most of the pixel art. I do hire somebody to do some of the backgrounds, and there's another person who helps me with some of the character sprites.
Okay, because we have Al. He does a lot of art, and he's tried pixel art, and it's not the easiest thing in the world.
To do,
You know what it is? I think thinking of pixel art as drawing is the wrong way to go.
Yep.
You have to think of it as coloring.
Yeah.
When you look at it as coloring, you get it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just think of it as coloring. Yeah, that's all it really is.
Yeah, because I got some awesome work up.
Yeah. I've been to your site, and it's you guys have a lot of projects too that I was dabbling in. I was like, wow.
Now the art's dope. Yeah. I like the art a lot. Art's very, very dope.
You guys have comic books on there also, right? Are these characters in Union?
Yeah.
And who's doing those?
The characters come from multiple indie developers.
Okay.
The Horseman comes from Griot Enterprises, and they deal with like the Orisha of Africa, like Africa's pantheon of gods. The three that we have on there is Ogun, Oshun, and Eshu. Ogun is like the warrior god, the dragon slayer they call. He's like the architect. He knows how things are built. He knows how things are break down. But he's also like a warrior, and he's like the god of metalwork. Then you have Oshun, who is, I believe her thing is like, she's like the goddess of a river. But in this particular universe, she has like light-based powers. And Eshu is, he walks the crossroads. So he like travels through different dimensions. And he's part of the problem that happens in the game, actually. So
spoiler alert.
That goes in. It's not really spoiler because that goes into the story.
Spoiler.
So the story goes that, of course, Oshun, the more he travels, the more he breaks down the fabric of reality. By doing so, he unleashed something that was locked and something that we call the void in our universe, which is like the blackness, the darkness, the anti-universe, the universe built on destruction. He allows this avatar of the void called Chronox in order to escape. So now, in order to fix this, he's going to do different realities to build a team in order to combat this. The twist is everybody doesn't get along. Because they soon discover that they can't save our reality. They have to save what they can. And everybody wants to save their own. So you have the characters, they don't trust the Orisha because it's the Orisha's fault, or they feel as though it's Eshu's fault. They don't trust our characters because our main character called Sin, she basically rides around on a planet-based or a planet-sized ship called Dagmadoc. And what they do is they go to planet to planet, judging each planet to see if they're worthy to stay alive because they need the planet's energy in order to fuel the gates that lock Chronox up in the first place. So it's a lot of distrust. It's a lot of sort of egos, and because they want to save their own stuff.
Okay.
You know, that they don't.
Who wouldn't?
And who wouldn't, right? It's like, I wouldn't trust my universe to you. 'Cause I don't trust you. You don't seem like a good person. You don't seem like you're going to do what I'm going to do. So the story kind of.
You said that?
This guy know me, you know? You gotta get to know us.
So yeah, that's a very
absolutely
relatable premise, though.
And then when you
it is very, it really is pretty deep.
Like them even less, right? I like you even less now because I now know you.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, so
that's pretty dope.
That's definitely interesting.
Now, is it more of a arena fighter, or is it more of a brawler, or is it kind of half and half?
I would say half and half.
Half and half?
Because we want to be able to take the same mechanics that we're using for the beat 'em up and be able to translate those into the arena fighter.
Oh, cool.
Oh, okay.
Cool.
So you'll be able to, the controls doesn't change. That's why we added things like rolls and blocks. And because a lot of the mechanics feel, or we're making them feel a lot like Streets of Rage. So even like the newer Streets of Rage, they kind of have a little bit of air combos in them, right? We're not going like super far at what they're doing, but the way that you sort of cancel your combos to something else and the way that the moves are constructed. So in Streets of Rage, when you do your regular sort of skill, it's usually a radial skill. As a skill to use if a bunch of enemies are around you. Then you do your forward skill, and it's used to in order to attack. Like, you know, Blaze have a little fireball. Yeah. So you really attack at a distance. And then you have your air skill that you use in the air. And then the other thing is you have your dash attack. And our dash attacks, we're using those a little bit like Dragon Ball's, you know, the little, the dash, when they supercharge that and they get close in on you. So we use them a little bit like, so it's like a way to sort of get in on the enemy in advantageous situations. So it has a little bit of tracking to it as well. Every character has it, but every character uses it differently.
Okay. Oh, cool. Do you have any tag moves?
No, we don't really have those. Yes. Because now he's in the.
I was gonna say.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I just remembered.
I just messed the whole thing up. Right?
Because when he said tag moves, hold on.
Putting them in.
When he said tag moves, I thought like in Marvel vs. Capcom, when you tag somebody.
Oh no, not like that. Not like that.
For a beat 'em up.
Yeah.
Like beat 'em up. Like you work together and do a special move together, like something like that.
Yeah.
You know, like Streets of Rage 1, when you like throw each other into somebody, like something as small as that I'm talking about.
Yeah. But no, this is very specific.
Yeah.
Okay.
The two characters have a very specific combination move that they do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So kind of almost like Ultimate Alliance, like what was it, 3, where you know you have what's the name? Jump off the shield and attack.
I like it.
Yeah.
Alliance 3 had a lot of that going on. Yeah, they did a great job with that. Where like they would throw the windstorm and you shoot fire into it and it's a firestorm now. Like that was fucking crazy.
It's gonna be something like that.
Oh, that's
but I haven't put it. I just haven't put that in yet.
That's dope.
That's dope.
How,
That's really dope.
But it's the plan.
Yeah.
How close are you guys to getting a demo?
So for this game, the demo was actually supposed to be done this month, but with the other game and the story about the other game, which is the Union, Lost World. Okay. We originally created that game to be a small game that was between games that we were working on. There was a contest that came up called Fiverr's Ultimate Game Idea. So we entered the contest, and that game was a semi-finalist.
Ooh.
We had like key art and everything made, which is part of the contest, and we got like really close to winning. We didn't win, but a bunch of publishers became interested. We went on our pitch. We introduced our pitch, and then while we were working on the Union, they was like, "Hey, when can you give us a demo?" So then our focus shifted to getting that done.
Gotcha.
We're still working on the Union. We do like streams for the development of that on Monday, and I still want we have some great. We have like this mega poster that we're making. That's part of like the promotion. We were going to get with this musician named Mega Ran.
Yes.
And we were going to get Mega Ran to make some music. We still may do that. We talked to him about it. So then because Lost World came in, we kind of shifted towards getting the demo done for that. But we're still working on this one as well.
Okay.
That's why I call the good kind of busy.
Hell yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
when there's just things happening and it's just like, all right, I'm gonna go over here. What you need? Okay, I'm gonna go over here. Okay, all right. But that's a good thing. That's a very, very good thing.
That's just like, cause you know we running the Patreon. We got ton of stuff to post, but we're stingy.
I'm stingy.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't want to put it out there. I'm like, I guess you can trickle this down into the, public.
Right.
But I like holding on to things.
We got like 3 mini comics that we just have sitting on our computer, like doing nothing.
Yeah.
So,
We'll get to it, right?
Someday, right?
I'm just waiting on the text, and then I'll put it together.
Hey, when it's ready,
sure you will,
it's
because
ready.
it's like
When it's ready, it's ready. Man.
Yeah,
That's
man.
Right. You can go the Sega route.
ready
Just,
now.
you
It's
can
ready
just
now.
go the Sega
Yeah,
route.
yeah,
Just
go the
release it.
Sega route. Do it in
Just
8
release
years.
it, man.
You
Just-
know?
yeah,
Do it in
okay.
8 years.
Or just
We'll do
release
that.
it half
It's
finished.
funny, we got one game that will do that too, and that's the Red Band game.
For real?
And it still would be better than Go to Act.
Damn.
Like you can look on our YouTube page right now. It's a game.
Oh,
the
wow.
game is there.
Unlisted.
It's unlisted.
It's
Okay.
unlisted.
I made it public.
Yes, we didn't-
That's awesome.
And you'll be like, that look like Streets of Rage.
Yeah, that's dope. Now, this might be a little bit of a lag on your end, but I'm gonna put up some of the artwork that you sent me to put up on the channel. So when you do see it, just talk a little bit about it and where you got the inspiration from. So obviously,
right here we have the whole union.
yeah, we got the union right here.
Yeah.
The squad.
So
The squid.
yeah.
this image right here was created from a guy that he works with us on everything,
Okay.
on all our motion comics.
I don't see it. Where?
It's coming up. He said it, so I know what it is. So he went ahead and he did this image for us. This was originally supposed to be the cover of the game.
Okay.
We ended up like changing like the art direction. Not by much, because he's still gonna do what it's gonna end up looking like. But we wanted to go more of a cartoony look and something that matched more to what the sprites was in the game. So he went ahead and started that.
Okay.
But yeah, this is the characters. That's Pink Hammered over to the left.
Okay.
Project Wildfire in the middle. On the left for him is Ogun. Sin is our character. On the bottom of her is Trone.
Who's
Up
also a
top
character.
is FaZe. Going back towards the right, the girl with the glow, and she wearing the dark colors. That is Spirit. Corell is our character next to her. Oshun is the glowing yellow lady. And Stuff is right there on the bottom right.
Okay. Well, actually, so something that you did say that got me a little excited, because it's one of my biggest pet peeves. Whenever I see box art for especially an indie game, and it's pixel art, the game is pixel art, but the box art does not match like the way the game looks at all. That pisses me off so much, man. I'm like, it's like a bait and switch. It's like I'm like, oh, this artwork is awesome. And then you play the game, you're like, this looks nothing like what I expected.
Remember Mega Man 1?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Mega Man 1, we won't even talk about.
That looked exactly like the game. You tell me.
Mega Man 1. Mega Man 1. It's like, did you really want it to look like the game?
well,
Look at that cover.
Right.
I mean,
saying,
how
I'm talking
realistic
about-
is a guy who's not holding a gun? He has an arm as
No,
a
I'm
pistol.
talking
With
about-
his shoulders all fucked up.
That's
looking
how
and
he-
shit.
that's how he
Like,
looks.
You know, when you see a dope like box art, you're like, oh,
It happens in the eShop all the time.
Oh,
Happens in
my
the
God.
eShop all the
And
time.
then you see that, you're like, oh.
Well, you see, it's made with 2 pixels. There's only so much you could do with 2 pixels.
Right.
Yeah.
But it also works in reverse, though. Sometimes you see some bad box art, and then you look at the game, and you're like, wow, what the heck? It
Yeah,
just,
and
like,
it looks
blows
good,
you
yeah.
away.
Bacon Man.
Sometimes.
Bacon,
Those
Bacon
are-
Man, yeah.
Eternal Castle
Comic
was like
books
that.
do that a lot.
What's that?
Yeah,
Comic
they,
books do
they,
that
ha-
a
they
lot.
very specifically have cover
Cover
art.
artists.
Oh,
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Then you open that first page, and you're like,
Yeah.
oh,
yeah.
man.
Like,
Yeah.
hey.
Yeah.
But I like when the cover artist does the internal work too.
Well,
Yeah.
that's,
Oh, yeah,
that's how it's supposed to go.
That's how it's supposed to go.
Unless you get that special
That's it,
cover
yeah.
variant.
It's funny. So the guy who works with us on this Union image, he also does our motion comics. So he does sequential pages.
Oh, okay.
But every panel can be taken out and be his own individual image.
Oh,
That's just how he draws.
right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So when I look at that, and then I go look at like what you'll see in like professional comic books, it is a stark difference, because some panels is like,
Yeah.
you could have fleshed that out just
Yeah,
a little
I
bit
know
more.
exactly
Yeah.
what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
same,
I know
same.
exactly what I see that in the Street Fighter comic all the time. I'm like, anatomy does not work like that. Why is my man's hands bigger than like what that angle is weird.
Well, sometimes they do take each individual picture and then put it into like a frame.
Yeah.
After they draw it
Right.
super like detailed.
Like
like on a big. They'll do on
Extra
like a life size.
Well, it's
page.
It's 3 times the size of.
It's crazy.
They'll do like a
actual
poster
comics,
for a panel.
When you get the super detailed art.
Yeah.
And I see some stuff that like, man, listen, you are crazy.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be able to do that as a human. Too many bullets. You got 1,000 bullets. Who threw that?
You gotta have a team for that right there.
That's one person.
Lies.
So then you sent us this here. When you see it, then obviously you can go.
Are
ahead and
any of the
comment.
superheroes you two?
This is the super deformed one. The super deformed.
Kind of.
Kind of.
I mean,
this is the girl in the purple suit with the helmet, with the guy with the axe line.
There you go. You got it.
There you go.
Corral,
Oh, okay. My bad. I thought he was saying that those are 2 characters.
No.
no.
We're like, no, that's y'all right there.
No.
His character, and Sen is my character, and I guess they kind of have traits from the both of us a little bit.
I'm gonna be honest. The character with the helmet, Sen. When I was writing the character, I was basing it on her.
Okay.
And my character.
How you writing my character? Plot holes. What you were doing?
Yeah, and like she's sort of cold sometimes, and
cold.
Y'all are so married, it's ridiculous.
Rel, you're digging yourself a hole, bro.
Yeah.
Stop.
That's right. I moved on to the next group of pictures.
I've been this whole
We're trying to bail you out. We moved on to the next.
Yeah.
I'm trying to save your life.
Yeah,
Trying to help you out here. Let's talk about these images.
So you see, my character has a lot of fire and a lot of warmth, but
Oh man.
The next image is the horseman.
Okay.
So these are the Richard I was talking about.
Okay.
And the one on the right is Eshu, and he's like Eshu is considered like a trickster.
Okay.
And he's pretty much caused all this by going into these different universes and basically messing up everything. The interesting part is that the creator of these characters did like a comic, like an intro comic to the Union, and it featured like how this character Eshu was kind of himself in the different universes and was gathering the characters with himself, his version of himself in that universe, and sort of gathering them that way. So I thought it was interesting when he did that. If y'all understood what I meant by that.
That's some deep storytelling right there.
Yeah.
Well, we're storytellers at heart.
Okay. So I'll be interested to read the comic.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
Ooh, I didn't even see this picture.
Yeah, so I put up the next picture.
Must be the
lady in pink with the hammer, and then you got this big dude with
pink
the
hammer.
eyes.
Okay. Shadow guy.
Shadow dude.
Yeah.
So the thing about it's funny, right? You guys' reaction to Pink Hammer is what everybody's reaction to Pink Hammer is. And it's a guy named Terrence Baker created his character. And when people see this character, they're generally like, oh, that character's cool. So Pink Hammer's from a little indie comic by a guy named Terrence Baker. He has this group called ICC, Independent Comic Connect, where a bunch of comic creators sort of get together and they sort of work together and help each other improve and help each other just generally have fun making comics. This guy on the right is a character called the Entity. The Entity is from a place called the Edge of the Universe. And what he did was Pink Hammer had this power called the Crimson Spirit Force, which is handed down to women over different generations. So it was dormant for a while, but then somebody came and gave the powers to Pink Hammer. So the Entity found out, he sensed the power. He went directly to her and corrupted the power, and she kicked everybody's butt in the comic.
Wow.
And it was awesome. It was hilarious. Like even like the character Superman got dragged.
Wow.
Nice.
So it just reading the comment, I'm like, yo, she's cool. Even though like she was corrupted at the point, you see how powerful she is. It's like not like a power like, oh my God, here she go kicking everybody. It was legit, you know, and I was into it when I was reading it. And then my son read it, and my son was like, yeah, that was cool. Went to number 3, you know.
Okay. That's awesome.
That's dope.
So, yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. Oh, that's pretty dope.
And now we're on the lady with the wings.
The wings and the green.
Kaiju Queen.
Okay.
So, Will Watson III, who is Project Wildfire, it was this company called Monster Watch. And they were experimenting with this drug called the wildfire, this wildfire sort of serum. What this serum was doing, I think it was supposed to make super soldiers, but what was happening was that people were turning into kaiju. Will Watson, unbeknownst to him, he goes into a clinical trial. I think he's trying to get money for school, and he ends up acquiring these powers. And now the government and Monster Watch end up using him to go after these monsters, these kaiju. He discovers that these kaijus were people at one point. And he, you know, as the hero that he is, as a young guy, he's just learning, he wasn't with it. So that's like the story of him. And the character Kaiju Queen was one of these characters. And she was a beautiful girl growing up. She got everything she wanted because she was pretty and everybody wanted to give her stuff. So she got these powers. So she got this power. She didn't need anybody anymore. So she goes, and her thing is that whenever she eats another kaiju, she acquires all their powers. She's gigantic. And Project Wildfire, you know, had a hard time beating by herself. Interesting thing about the character FaZe is sort of like the character that brings him back down to earth. Since he goes around, flying around, handling these kaiju queens, these giant monsters, FaZe is on the ground handling the street stuff. And the things that Project Wildfire pretty much ignores. So she's like telling him, like, you know, I go out here, I do this. I'm not bulletproof, but you know, you have a power to make bigger change than I do. So she's like his guidance to make him a better hero. So it's a very interesting. And her powers is she can like phase. She's like invisible woman, where she can like phase and stuff, and she can actually make other things intangible from afar.
Okay, that's interesting. And now we're on to the next one.
Next one you sent us.
It's the guy with the black mask on, and and then the pencil art of the chick with the star.
Okay, that's Spirit and Stealth. So Stealth is his brother was a police officer. His brother got killed in the line of duty.
It's not Stealth.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, this is a Spirit. Because he said Stealth, he said guy's mad. So Spirit is she was a young lady. She's a regular young lady. She's a Haitian young lady, Haitian American. And you know, she was just growing up in town. She really didn't listen to her parents. So she was rebellious, a rebellious teen. She also didn't take anything from nobody. You know, one funny thing in her opener comic, she's in high school, and one girl thought that she was trying to talk to her boyfriend, and she stepped to her, and she got snuck. I guess she thought she was soft. I don't know. So, you know, being a rebellious teen, she ends up going out at night and hanging out with her friends in a place where I believe her mother worked. She gets shot by this machine and she dies.
Spoiler.
I don't want to spoil too much because, you know, first issues are like origin issues, but there's more happening after that. But but I'm gonna just say she ends up having these spiritual powers, and she can travel to the astral plane, and she can like use her emotions in order to acquire power. Okay. And her father's like an assassin that wanna get his daughter back because he wants to use her. So yeah, and that's the guy with the right. Okay. With the mask.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I think the way I was explained about her, she was like Raven.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's my character right there in the middle.
Yeah,
right there in the middle.
That one was the one you were talking about before.
Yeah.
That's stealth.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. So his brother gets gunned down in the line of duty. And if he gets like the basic sort of Flash origin where he gets struck by lightning and he acquires these abilities where he can run fast. He has a bit of a healing factor. But his thing comes into when he goes handle street crime. And it's this record company that's owned by this guy named Malone. Malone basically owns the streets. And the guy to the right, his name is, I can't believe I forgot his name. the one I forget his name. Sunstorm.
Okay.
So he was rolling with Malone when Malone was just starting up. Malone sort of frames him. He gets locked up. But while he's locked up, he's acquired these powers. And now that he's out of town, he's going after Malone. He teams up with Malone's competitor, which is another guy who does street crime. And now he's wants revenge on Malone and everybody who he felt like sold him out when he's in prison. So Stealth is basically trying to come between the crime that's in the city.
All right.
Okay.
And that's like the young Stealth. Because Short Fuse Media did another version of Stealth where he's a little older. Malone is now the politician. And now there's like a bunch of police brutality that's going on in his city. And at the time he's trying to teach his students, he's also trying to save people out there on the streets. And then the government has painted Stealth as the enemy. And now Malone has hired another superhero to take care of Stealth. That happens in the Short Fuse book.
Okay.
Interesting.
All right.
Sweet.
Now, I like this panel right here. This looks like a comic book.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, this is one of the official art for the motion comic that's going to be the intro to the game.
Oh.
And this is also the new art design.
Yeah, so this is the new art style. It's a little more cartoony.
Oh, okay.
I like it.
I do like it.
A little more hip hop as well.
And we're sort of
than the fantasy look that the other one had. So, yeah.
Yeah, and so we're blending those two looks, the comic book look with the look of the previous images, and we're like combining that to something that sort of more interprets what's going on in the game. And this is part of the motion comic that we're working on for the intro of the game. Introduces the main villain, who's to the right, who is Chronox, and you can see him coming out of the void. And these characters are the phase 1 characters, which are the characters that we're going to release for the first phase, and then subsequently add more characters as we go along and more phases.
Oh, cool. Okay, that's dope.
Now you sent us some sprite animations.
Yeah, I don't know if you can put those.
I'm showing it right now. I just put it up, so when you see it, you talk a little bit about it, because I see looks like an attack, I guess, or
looks like
from which character? I should
like a dust bunny with eyes.
yeah.
Right.
Looks good though. I like the animation.
Oh yeah, this is this is one that does one around. This is one of the enemies that was meant for the Edge of the Universe, which was in Pink Hammer's enemy stage.
Okay. All right. Now who's this guy here?
I like the pixel art a lot.
Yeah.
Pixel art is really cool.
Yeah.
I like the animation.
Yeah.
There's somebody bashing the.
It's like
the
Arnold,
ground.
kind of like Arnold.
Yeah.
That's correct.
The chopper.
I thought it was Chad.
Yeah, it's the one put the X and it
Okay.
swings it down.
It's like
I believe.
It's like every Diesel guy's arm.
Yeah. Oh no!
Yeah.
Oh, this is
That's the Chad Smash.
So
one.
in the Horseman universe, it's this drug that's being developed from these sort of demigods, and they're like taking their powers
Okay.
and they're putting in regular people,
Okay.
and it takes their sanity but it gives them strength and stamina. And the drug is called Chimera. So some of these soldiers take this Chimera, and they're used against the Orisha as weapons.
Gotcha.
And turn them into Arnold.
Somebody
people on Instagram was like
somebody in the
Chad
car spinning.
Smash.
This one is the purple car.
Purple car spinning in a circle.
Pimp car.
So
that's one of my favorite animations.
So in the Union, we want to add hip hop elements to this game as well.
Hell yeah.
So one of the things that we're doing is like we're taking the major cities or the major fictional cities that these characters exist, and the city that these characters exist is in Memphis. In the comics, it's called Shelby City, and this enemy is called he's from the Bone family, and the Bone family, which is connected to a sort of real estate group. They basically go around making property decrease in value so that they can come in and they can buy up the property for a cheaper value. And they're one of the legs of that criminal branch.
Wow. Okay.
It's actually his death pose. I mean,
yeah, from the car game.
It looked like he ain't going nowhere. he about to crash into a wall.
Hilarious.
That's dope. I like that.
Oh, I like the looks like a
like Anubis.
Hell yeah, it's like a pharaoh.
Yeah, floating.
So this is another one from
Pink Hammer Stage.
Pink Hammer Stage.
Yeah, because Pink Hammer Stage is gonna be like in Egypt.
In Egypt.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what another ability that the entity has is that he can make inanimate objects become sentient. So one of the statues that's in Pink Hammer Stages becomes sort of these Anubis type creatures.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay.
Yeah.
And this other one is
it's liquid man jumping or attack.
Yeah, it looks like
attacking. This is the Sullivan.
Okay.
Yeah. So Sullivan
it's like one of the only enemies we have completely done.
Oh yeah, he's complete.
Okay. He's complete. Okay.
Yeah.
Like 100 frames of animation.
Seems like 100 frames.
When you go all his animations together, it's a lot.
Oh, wow.
That's cool.
That's smooth. And then this one is
these are
Kaiju
enemies.
Queens?
Those look like the kaijus, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's a kaiju spawn. So she spawns. Not only does she make little clones of herself, she make like these little spawns, and when they run into you, they explode.
Oh.
So there's like little bombs that she sends out on that stage.
Okay. All right.
And then
that's the one in the middle.
The
one on the right is something. It's another type of kaiju. He had a mini comic, and the comic was called like.
So it's like called Class something.
Class 8, which is like a class of kaiju, and like what they can do and what their abilities are. So it's called Class 8. So that's the type of kaiju that is. So he like strong he picks up pieces of ground and throw it at you and everything. And this is Project Wildfire facing off against Kaiju Queen.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's
and
crazy.
That looks cool.
Yeah, that's dope.
I want to fight that.
That was promo art. That was not like actual game stuff, but it looks cool.
No, it looks cool.
And
now,
the next one
now
is
we got
another animation.
Now we got another animation with an attack move.
It's funny, like she mentioned this before. The animations for like the characters are all like wild.
Yeah.
Right. So it's all like when the animation that we get from Oshun is like way out there, and this is one too with Carell. So we're kind of riding with this idea that all these characters are completely overpowered, right? But when everybody's overpowered, nobody is.
Right, exactly.
So we're working on ways that we can sort of make that fun to where everybody's doing all these blasts. But of course, it's based on your power meter. So you do want to use it, but you do want to watch how you use it because you don't want to expend it.
And also, like, I'm concerned about the effects in 4-player mode. Like, it's gonna be ridiculous.
Yes.
You have like all these effects all over the screen. It's gonna be ridiculous.
Okay.
I don't want it to look like like bullet hell.
It'd be like Guardian
Yeah,
Heroes.
Oh, yeah,
Just
Guardian
explosions
Heroes.
everywhere.
Yeah.
Can't find your character.
Yeah, I want you to be able to find your character. But with all the different colors in this game, I'm sure
should be good.
all the effects. Yeah. You'll be able to find them by the effects.
Know what the character did what.
Yeah.
This is the same This is the other character.
Standing mode.
Yeah.
I like it though.
So the interesting thing about my character Corel, I didn't want him to just be another like fire character, right? He has the characteristics, and it's making it sound like another fire character, of the sun. He was, I guess, long story short, he was an unwilling participant to an experiment, and he got launched into the sun. These little robots were there combining his DNA with the attributes of the sun just to get him to survive. So as part of his will, kept him alive as well. So basically what he does is whenever he sort of gets any type of energy gears toward him, he starts to sort of take that kinetic energy and sort of build that up. And if it gets too much, he can just be frying everything around him. So he has to release it. So he carries his axe around with him, which he sort of puts that energy into when he doesn't want to expel it. Now, of course, if he's in a fight, he's going to want to use that ability to like burst into flame. But he's very dangerous just to be around because of that. There's lots more to it. I wouldn't want to get into it. His story is
tragic.
All
of our characters have tragic stories.
Everything's tragic.
Okay.
Everything in the celestial tier is tragic.
That's because of this guy.
Yeah.
It's because of Sen, actually.
And this guy is.
You got your green tentacle guy here.
The green tentacle, one-eyed,
smiley.
So this is called a Maltop, and it's from like the very first Wildfire book. I believe it's like 8 books or so now.
Wow.
Or I believe he got 8 books. I know there's 6 that I know are out, and I think he got some more that he's making. So this was like from the very, very first book. And at least it was inspired by it, because he asked me to sort of make it like how it looks now. So I wanted to do like a throwback towards that book and sort of add this enemy. And the Motok sort of goes deeper into the story of Project Wildfire's story. And it's like this extra dimensional being it's much like our void creatures, where it's like built to destroy stuff. Okay. It's interesting. It's a bit more than that. That's like my watered down explanation of it.
Now we got
that's dope.
An attack move here.
Yeah, that's cool.
It's probably from Sin. Is it the one with the 2 ice pillars?
It's the stomp.
It's a stomp in the ground.
Oh, it's a stomp with the water. Yeah. So this is a move from our original game, Demon's Revenge, that I thought was completely OP. In Demon's Revenge, what it does, because Demon's Revenge is a JRPG, you use it and then skip the enemy's turn for like 10 turns.
It does not. You're exaggerating.
And then you just hear welling on like this enemy can't protect himself, and you just, after you do that, they're pretty much done. Right. So we sort of wanted to reinterpret this move into this game, or a lot of her moves to this game. Yeah, and this, of course, in her water mode, where she sort of I want to use it as a launcher of sorts. Okay.
But I have it in 3 pillars now.
Yeah. So it's more like a defensive move, where it sort of knocks you back. But then Hydrant
like
was kind of like that too.
It's kind of like Ruby Heart's thing. That goes,
Okay.
That makes sense. This is her regular attack.
That's dope. Animation's awesome.
I like the animation.
Yeah, man.
Oh,
that's her basic combo, her basic water combo. But the regular combos for her are the animations themselves are gonna be the same. We're just gonna change the effects.
Okay.
Because
are they though?
Well, the effects.
Yeah, but I don't know. We have to say as we get further into it,
awesome.
because of her gameplay changes. We also want her.
See, now you switching things up, and now I'm gonna have to code a whole different.
Well, we got the ice pillars here.
Yeah,
ice pillars.
I'm surprised you would object to that.
I'm not objecting to anything. That's why the game has become as big as it is. Yeah, ice pillars. That's frostbite.
Yeah,
That's dope.
Another move taken from Demon's Revenge.
Okay. I'm a huge Ice Man fan, so that appeals to me.
Oh, he noticed.
The secret is out.
I told you don't copy so close.
I'm glad he didn't pick up the geese reference.
Paying homage, just paying homage.
Some people picked up the geese reference. Some people did.
And then we got
The one-
Violent Wave. Sorry, what?
We got Cobra.
Geese.
Yeah, Geese Howard from
Geese
Fatal Fury.
Howard.
The hand motions were the Violent Wave,
Yeah.
and then it was. Never mind. I'm not going to give it away.
Yeah.
Let me shut up.
You gotta change. You make it more work for them.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I don't think a lot of people gonna pick up on that.
Yeah.
I don't think I put it in there, but you didn't, and a lot of people didn't. Every time she does it, I say the sound in my head. Time to pay. from Wicked Hauser. Does it go like this and like that?
That's all.
I didn't like Hauser, so maybe that's why.
So you don't know. You don't know. A lot of people don't know. So I referenced a lot of like Capcom stuff and I guess SNK stuff as well.
Awesome, man.
That's what we grew up with.
Yeah.
I'm just going through real quick. I think that was it.
Yeah, you got two more.
Yeah. Just going through real quick
I was
with
gonna
the rest of the artwork that you said. And then I think
that's another one.
You know what? I'm just happy that they seen my animations. Because the other guy.
So I told him he had to step his game up because the other guy he's working with was doing animations better than him. And I'm like,
whoa.
My husband,
man.
Getting
better? Did you see their reaction to my animation?
She said you got outclassed.
But they wasn't. I was watching.
You were only listening to. You were only listening for when they said something about your animation, but I heard when they said something about all the other animations in between as well.
I was pleasantly surprised.
Okay. Well,
when my animations came up, they're like, "Oh, this look cool." I'm like, "Word."
She's just saying you stepped your game up after seeing the other stuff. So
First of all,
bro was like, "Yeah,
hold on,
no problem."
This video that they showing with Wildfire, I did I did like 95% of that.
Okay.
All right.
I'm not saying you trash. just saying that you stepped your game up.
There you go.
And it's
Did I though?
It's good that you did that. I'm not insulting you in any way.
I would admit that when he first started working with us, I'm like, nah, you ain't gonna do that to me. Not in my own game. But then the Lost World stuff he did, like, it made me like put so much work on myself because he like, you see like, he'll send like an animation and the sheet is like this long.
Damn.
And I'm like, dang.
Yeah, he would just do frame after frame
And
after
I'm like,
frame.
I ain't paid for that.
Yeah, right.
yeah, catch some of those.
Competition.
I don't know about all that.
Competition is
They
always
paid
good
for it.
because that's what
And it was
It's a great motivator.
excellent, fair price.
Forces you to be better.
Hell yeah.
It
was
does.
an
No, it forces
extremely
you-
fair price.
competition is always good, man. It forces you
Oh,
to be
yeah.
better. You know.
Yeah, because now I have a coder helping me, and I'm like,
Mm.
now I gotta step my game up.
When somebody ends up working with you, you end up noticing what you do well.
Mm-hmm.
And I told her that one because she was just trying to do everything herself, like I was at one point. And then you'll work with a person, and you say, okay, this is what I do well.
Mm-hmm.
So what I discovered that I do well, I was good at, like, I do every single base sprite design I do.
Wow.
So I design all the base sprites. And, for him, I don't even tell him what to do because I don't want to mess up his creativity. Like, that's the same thing for like Ricky, like an artist. You find a good artist, you don't want to mess up their interpretation. What your interpretation is or what you want for the product may not be what's best for it. I'm gonna put it like that. Because Ricky go in, and Ricky has been a great designer, and we have a design. We say, hey Ricky, go ahead, do this. And then he'll come back and we'll be like, well, that doesn't look like anything we sent him. But that is.
But it looks hot.
Yeah. I can see that.
It look good
and
though.
We just roll with it.
Yeah.
And we just roll with it.
That's cool.
And the other thing I'm good at is helping craft stories. I like working with other people with their stories in order to craft something interesting. I was on this other podcast, and this creator, he does these books called Freestyle Comics, and he does Hot Shop. And he did like this thing where he had like pick out these indie characters, build a team out of these indie characters, and then we talked about it on the podcast. So I'm like, I want to be first. Because I knew the characters, so I like broke down like, okay, I want these two characters because these two characters is good at taking a whooping. So I want these two characters to go in. I want them to get beat down. I want them to take as much damage as possible. I want this character who could break himself up into a bunch of spiders. I want him to go around, and I want him to spy on the enemies and find their weakness. Then there's this other character who called Ironsmith, and I want her, from that information that they use to spy on them, I want her to be able to build weapons and build equipment to beat characters that may need like a little more. Maybe they use psychic abilities or they use some sort of spiritual or magic abilities. And then I said, the reason why I want these characters to get beat down is because there's one character, she's powerful at her base, but when people are in pain around her, she gets way more strength and she will wreck. And and that was my plan because I understood these characters and understood how I want them to work and the strategy that we would make. Okay. So yeah, although I'm a good pixel artist, I can draw as well, but I don't do that. Ricky took that job.
I know you're a writer.
But
I know you're a writer.
So, I'm not great at writing because when it comes to like really editing and make something that's clean, I have
punctuation, spelling,
all that.
Technical mumble.
Yeah, technical mumble. I do all the muscle work, and Whitney does that because Whitney would come to me and she'd be like, "Hey, I got this character," and I'd be like, "Well, what's her deal? Why is she wearing that? Why?"
Yeah. So many whys, like just write the story.
Why is she wearing
and then I'm like,
because
okay, let me make this make sense.
Right.
And I'm really good at that. Because people tell me.
Wow,
and the reviews on our first game, Human Range.
That's awesome.
I love it.
That's awesome.
It's an important question to ask. Why? Whenever you're creating anything, man. Why?
I have a why question.
Okay.
Just I'm gonna wrap it up soon.
Yeah.
But I do have a why question. I need to get this out of my system. So one of your favorite games, Whitney, is Final Fantasy VIII. And I want to know why.
That's a big why. Yeah.
Okay.
Why?
Well, you're not gonna shit on one of my favorite games. I mean, the music is beautiful. The story is also kind of beautiful.
Kind of.
The characters are awesome.
You should have moved that story angle on.
Characters are awesome. The only thing nobody liked about it was the junction system.
The draw system, I hated.
Junctioning and drawing.
I also think that's pretty silly.
And I'm like, but why? They did it in a way that you can exploit it, and that's what makes it, I guess, bad. But I think it's a pretty good system when you get to know it and get past all the tutorials, and you could junction the
and that's
stuff.
my problem. I spent 4 hours.
Why do you have to
in a tutorial, and I still didn't understand what was going on?
Well, I mean, at that point, whose fault is that?
The game.
It's not the game's fault. They go through a step by step.
I'm in the GF like, why am I sliding this here?
Yeah.
Is this a reason?
Yeah.
I have to upgrade my GFs. Wow.
Yes, and they have to they become compatible with you as well.
I give them the intro. That was dope.
Oh, it was dope.
Yeah, absolutely.
The intro is great as well, but they just have some really good parts. Like when you first get on the Ragnarok, and you're fighting all the propagators, whatever they're called, on the ship, and you have to fight them by the color of their skin. Like you have to fight them in a certain order. Some of them are purple. Some
She's
of
like
them
one
are
of them
red.
damn things. You know what I'm talking about? One of them fucking things.
They have like these cool puzzles. It's one of the only Final Fantasy games that I found had puzzles in it as well. And then like the whole deal with Trebia Garden, that's just like, it's tragic. I didn't like Selfie. So.
It all sounds convoluted.
Well,
Final Fantasy stories, they're all kind of convoluted at some point, but the parts,
Understatement.
Each part is good. Okay.
I just wanted to know. That's all.
You know what?
That's
I think we all have, and it should be a podcast topic sometime.
Games that you
I think we
that
all
you
have a
want.
game that we all love that
Your
everyone else
personal
hates.
favorite.
Like everyone hates the game, but you love it, and it's like everybody has that game.
It's understandable.
Like I
Final
said,
Fantasy 8 is more like it's a split.
Yeah.
Like people either love it or they hate
Yeah,
it,
yeah.
but they don't like it. It's
No,
one extreme or the other.
I just want to know if you said that was my first Final Fantasy. That's why it's my favorite. That's all. I'd be like, okay.
That would make sense.
I'd
Yeah.
be like,
You're
okay.
all right.
It kind of was. Final Fantasy 7 was my first Final Fantasy.
Mine too.
But Final Fantasy 8, I had played the demo of that before I had played. That's back when demos were a thing, and it was like cool, and everything had a demo back then. That was like the good old days. But I played the demo to Final Fantasy 8. And I thought, it's okay.
Right.
Played the whole thing of Final Fantasy 7, and then that's what got me hooked into RPGs in the first place. And then I played the full version of Final Fantasy 8, and then I fell in love with that. I think mainly the music and the characters are just like, it's just. That's what I need in the game.
Music is so important. Seriously. I say that on almost every podcast. Music is so important in the game.
I do like the main character.
It has to set the scene. If it doesn't set the scene for what's happening, you don't feel what the characters are feeling. Yeah. The music is so important.
I like that game up to a point. Rinoa and Squall and everybody, they were cool. But there was a point in the game where it was on the third disc, there was a story point, and I was like,
yeah, shut up.
I'm done.
Something
happened
Right
with some queen, and I was like,
I don't even remember.
Or the chick. I was like,
was it Adol? The person who
it was your main enemy for at the point in time.
Ultimecia.
And then something happened, and I was like,
well, she knew everybody.
I was like, nah, I'm done after that. They killed it for me.
If you're talking about Lunatic Pandora, if you're talking about the last boss, which is Ultimecia.
No, I fought some like Panthers, and then she just did some story, and that was it. I got out the ship, and I had to walk around. I got lost. I was like, I'm done with this game, and that was it for me for that game. But Final Fantasies in general, I can see why that would be one of your favorites. Just the experience of Final Fantasy in general.
Well, this is the last thing I'm gonna ask is for you guys to let everybody know where they can find you, and like for any updates or anything, like where Twitter or
they want to play this game.
Where can they find you if they want to find you?
We got like 10 websites, but the main.
All right, list them all.
WhiteGuardianStudios.com. We have CelestialTerry.com.
Okay.
And then we have, our social media, which is Twitter at
Yenarel.
Facebook is Yin and Rel.
Yin and Rel, I believe.
Then we have Twitch, which is also Yin and Rel.
Yin and Rel.
We have Patreon, which is also Yin and Rel.
Okay. All right.
And then we have YouTube, which is also Yin and Rel. I think it's either Yin and Rel or it's Yin Yamina, because my name is short for Yin Yamina.
Twitter.
So we
Yin
said
and Rel.
Twitter already.
Instagram.
Yin
and
that's
Rel.
another one.
If you want to go look at the union specifically, it's whitegardenstudios.com/the union.
Dash union.
No, that's the union.
The dash union.
The dash the union.
The dash, not the dash the union.
Or-
the dash union.
Or you can find it like I did. Just go to whiteguardianstudios.com.
Whitegardenstudios.com.
Yeah, I go to project.
That's how I found out, man.
And we also have Discord,
Okay.
which you can also find on White Guardian Studios.
All right, man.
All right.
Well, you guys know you're always welcome back on our podcast.
Absolutely.
Yes,
You guys
be
better come
back hopefully with a demo.
I may want to play you guys in Tekken.
Oh,
Hey,
Throwing down the gun.
You want the smoke?
Hold up.
I don't know.
Are
if
you
y'all want that,
requiring
though,
the smoke?
'cause I heard people-
Don't play him,
Not-
though.
because I've got the smoke. I've got all of it.
You know something? And I'm not like, it's just ingrained. It's just ingrained in my fingers. Because me and my brother, we used to play it all the time. Like we played Tekken 3 until like basically melted into the PlayStation.
I know the feeling.
Yeah.
I played it like that too.
And then it broke, and we was like, what? You know what I mean? Like it wasn't scratched. It just was in the PlayStation.
Wow.
But yeah, I'm hearing people not playing for years. I'm hearing people can't be Hahechi. I'm hearing people playing on normal. I'm like, nah.
I'm down. I was talking about Akuma. I was talking about Akuma. That's not a Tekken character. Okay?
Yo.
Let's get it.
Throw ogre at me. I'll beat him in 2 seconds.
Yo, we definitely got to set that up on the. We have a versus show. We definitely got to set that up.
Heck yeah.
Tekken, Chalk, or Jay, or even you.
Yeah,
Or I don't even play Tekken, so I'm not even gonna jump in there. I'm a Smash Brothers guy. So the three of y'all.
That chick with the ghost wolf, I'll beat seconds.
Yeah.
Seconds.
Well, Dragon Ball Fighters, I mean,
I can't beat her. Kazumi? Can't beat her.
Dragon Ball Fighters, I use auto combos.
no, there is no shame in that. Absolutely no shame in the auto combo.
I didn't even know that was a thing. Is that a thing?
I didn't know.
No, all
either.
you gotta do. That's
One
why it's
button.
easy to pick up
I didn't
One
know
button.
either.
and hard to master.
You just hold down
because-
the button.
No, just hit X. And you'll
Yo.
do the combo.
Shit, I'm about to start this tomorrow.
Or you hit,
man.
or you hit Y and you'll do a combo. And
Word,
do a
I'm
special.
about to become an expert by the end of
Right?
the week.
I'm watching all these combos and something like, yo, how the heck?
Oh,
do
you
remember
playing a
how
baby game?
No.
Yo.
No, but the people that play online are
Training in
not
that game,
all
if
using
you gonna
all
train
combos.
it-
those
If you're not spending
missions,
days,
whatever it is.
you will not do anything. Like when they
Because
sort of train
even
you
though
without the
the-
auto combos.
Even though it's hard, even though it's easy to do the combos, like the regular combos, when they tell you to do it in training mode or that other mode, what is it that they like have you do these challenges?
Yeah.
That is hard.
Now they'll whoop
You
my
be like,
ass.
I did it.
Who am I kidding? They'll whoop my ass. Ain't no way I'm picking that game up.
Yeah, they know.
Square,
They know what they do.
triangle,
They'll whoop my ass.
XX. Square, triangle, XX.
And it ain't coming out.
Yeah, man.
However, when the union comes out, when that demo comes out, we will be sure to test it out on the channel. And we will
Yes.
let you guys know
Yeah.
when we test that out. Actually, let us know when the demo's out so we can
Definitely.
test it out on the channel.
Definitely. We'll do a video on it.
Fine buzz. Y'all gonna have to tell me about it.
They gotta be good.
Yeah,
'cause
you
I
don't
was
look too
talking
happy about it either.
We'll be honest too.
I was talking junk about
Be honest, yes,
that,
because that's what we
that
need.
Sega games.
Look, we be needing feedback. People
even
be
off air,
just,
man.
like playing the games or reading the things. They don't say anything, and then we like keep doing it, and then when it comes out, it's like, is it good? Is it bad? We don't know.
Oh, we'll give you.
don't
we'll
get
give
any
you
We'll give you
feedback.
definitely,
Yeah, we give you
especially when it comes to
100%.
beat 'em ups. We're the beat 'em up crew. So
give
We
you
got a lot
feedback.
of experience
Yeah.
with that stuff, so we'll
Yes.
We'll let you
break
know.
it down.
We will give you feedback.
Unless
Yeah.
it's perfect, it could be perfect.
we had Mike Wells who
I'm
did
hoping for that.
River City
I'm not
Brawl.
hoping.
no Fallen
I'm
City Brawl.
hoping for
City Brawl,
perfect.
You said River City.
He said River City Brawl.
Why the heck was that?
Yeah, we had
River
Mike
City
Wells who
Ransom?
had a Kickstarter Fallen City Brawl, and he was asking us because it was a beat 'em up, and we were telling him all things that
I'm aware of that game.
Yeah, we're telling him what stuff that was missing and stuff like that, and you know, we're still in contact with him, and he's gonna retry the Kickstarter, but
he's in the lab.
Yeah,
working.
Yeah, and we gave him all that feedback, man.
Yeah, buddy.
He's working.
That you definitely got to have you guys back on.
But definitely. It's been fun having you guys. Until next time, thank you.
Thank you so much, guys.
Take care.
Till next time.
Right.
And I'll see you on that challenge.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
I love it when the challenges are thrown. I'm like, here we go. What you playing?
Well, that was a fun podcast, y'all.
Yeah, they're awesome.
You guys have fun.
I like what they're doing with like giving people, superheroes to look up to, because there's not that many black superheroes.
No,
definitely.
Yeah, honestly, it just started becoming a thing.
Yeah, I mean, they've got
2 years ago.
Because of Black Panther.
Yeah.
I'm like, why did it take this damn long?
Don't get me wrong. There was Blade and then
Spawn. Obviously, but not like this.
But they have a whole.
And you could definitely see the passion in this project and everything that they're doing. And I'd love to see that demo, man. I'm dying.
Hell yeah.
They're both very clever, very talented.
Yes.
And I like to see how other
I like their energy, how they bounce off each
Yeah,
other.
I love it.
Yes.
You can tell that they're married. It's funny. They got a nice
Yes.
rapport going, and it's I love it. It's
Everybody in that game has a story, which we heard.
Yeah.
Like everybody, this is very fleshed out.
Dude, it
Like
legit made me feel like I was slacking on my comic book characters. I'm like, yo, his characters are so deep. I'm like, what's my background in this character? What the hell is wrong with me? I'm like, yo, I gotta get slacking, man. I gotta step my game up because I don't even know what this person's story is.
I actually want to read their comic, man. Like,
No, it's not interesting, man. A lot of stuff.
Dude. I was like, damn.
Just talking about it made me want to write my own stuff.
No, it's that's why when he was talking about it, I'm just like thinking.
You gotta get more in depth.
I'm just thinking about my stuff. I'm like, keep talking. I want to hear more.
Maybe maybe you could talk and make the comic.
Hey, you do a background? You do background? Oh, we lost them.
Maybe
wow. Next time they come on, you do backgrounds?
I was gonna say
he was paying somebody to do backgrounds.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Should I want to pay nobody?
You said it was a good price.
Well, you never know. You could talk to them and they can make your
$50 a comic.
They can make your comic into a game, yo.
Hey,
you never know, dude.
Let me talk to some people.
He was talking about Mega Ran, right?
But anyway,
he's talking about music and Mega Ran, and you know what? We do music too.
Yeah, that's right.
And you want that hip hop flavor? We do hip hop.
Yeah,
they got bars.
You know, that might have to happen. See, we will talk. We will talk.
857 got bars.
Talk,
part 2. We got
they
part
got
2 with them.
burrs.
We definitely talk. But anyway, y'all.
About the freestyle. No, I'm just kidding.
Anyway, y'all, yeah.
We don't freestyle. I gotta pay now.
Check out our live stream schedule. We got Tetris Tuesdays with yours truly at 9 p.m. Eastern. Then we have a video game podcast broadcast live every single Wednesday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern time. You can listen to the podcast on all the podcasting services.
And then
you got Throwback
Thursdays. Throwback Thursdays with Sticks.
That's right.
9 p.m. Sometimes it might be a little later because of work, but who knows? It's gonna be around there
9
every
p.m.
Thursday.
And then we got Fighter Fridays with
your boy Big Chuck.
That's
always in the mood for a fight. Always looking to throw a beat down or catch one.
Or catch one. When you play fighters, that's what's gonna happen.
But thank you to everybody in the chat. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Until next week, we have a wonderful guest, which I will not going to name actually. Just follow us on all social media so you can keep up with that.
And you know what? I'm not going to sorry to cut you off.
Yeah.
Tune in next week because we're gonna have a giveaway.
That's right.
Oh,
you heard it here first.
Oh yeah. Oh
yes.
yeah.
We got
I was
tons.
telling people about
we'll
that
definitely
on
promote
Fridays.
that on our social media. Subscribe to the channel, share the video with a friend if you like it. Give that thumbs up. And we'll see you next week, y'all.
Peace.
Bam!